Welcome to an episode of Clark's Coalition, a show about comics, movies, and more. This is also the show that believes firmly that the song on the new Gorillaz album, Sex Murder Party, is one of the most terrible things that they have ever produced, and is genuinely a garbage song that is indefensible. I'm one of your hosts, Christian Bean, and with me is my co-host, the sleeper, the napper, the man who sleeps for so long he slept through Free Comic Book Day, Mario Bennese.
Yep, I did that. Didn't wake up till like 3:30 this afternoon.
I literally waited. I was going to go to Docking Bay right when they opened and just hung out for a few hours. I waited I waited like around the time they opened before I left because I thought like I could wake you up with my phone. It never happened. It didn't happen at all.
On my phone, like my ringer is usually on vibrate.
Yeah, and I was thinking that maybe the vibrated enough to where to wake you up, but nah, it didn't happen at all.
I slept through my alarms too.
For all those who's wondering, I'm going to be coughing up a little bit in this episode. I'm going to try to avoid being the mic, but I'm sick. I'm like super sick. It's one of the reasons why this is kind of getting out late, because I've been trying, the last couple of days, I've been so destroyed.
I'm sick too.
Yeah.
Sick of my job. Almost free.
Yeah, so like I really do apologize, guys, for me sounding terrible.
Yeah, so.
Hopefully next week I won't sound like hot trash, but I mean, no promises. I literally got sick after last week's episode. I was so upset.
Yeah.
But it didn't sound bad last week.
Yeah.
So, you have a good week?
Well, we did closing, so we had like 600 something people checking out.
Mm-hmm.
It was not fun.
I'm sorry.
But.
Oh God.
But.
Butts. You and your butts. Keep your butts to yourself, homie.
See, I had done enough checkouts on Wednesday to be completely justified in like hiding in the back office doing like remedial tasks, just like organizing keys, because nobody can put these things in order for some reason. Like they're numerical order by room number and then ABC or L and R based on what kind of suite you got, right? And people were putting, there's two towers in my building. There's North Tower and there's South Tower. People were putting keys from like the second floor North Tower in like the 7th floor South Tower box. And I'm like, guys, this isn't rocket science. Mm-hmm. So, I did that.
Pulls out a legit rocket. This is rocket science.
Like I was just doing like the small stuff that, it kind of matters in terms of, making sure that everything goes smoothly behind the scenes. But I wasn't doing checkouts on Thursday. It's like, I already served my time. Then I cashed in a favor and went and caught Weezer on Wednesday night. Because I was supposed to be working, holding the phone.
Good concert.
Yeah.
Good show.
Yeah, I had one of my coworkers hold it, and I'm like, yeah.
Speaking of bands, like I said, the new Gorillaz album dropped, and that's been my life for the past week because I love the Gorillaz dearly. And we're not gonna have like a section where I review it. I was gonna show my feelings like real fast in the beginning. Do you like the Gorillaz? Cool. This is their not a bad album.
It's not Demon Days.
It's not Demon Days. It's not Plastic Beach. It's not perfect. It's got legitimately what I feel is one of the best songs I've ever produced ever.
Murder Sex Party?
No, God, the song is such trash.
Sex Murder Party.
Sex Murder Party. It's such a trash. It's such a trash song. No, Ascension. Ascension is one of the best things they've done. Like period. It's becoming my favorite song by them. It's so good. It's just so good. For the most part, album's fine. The first half's pretty decent. I like most of the songs on there. There's a couple songs that are like that are just okay. I love Moments, but the beginning of Moments and the ending of Moments is stupid. Great song, beginning and ending are stupid. It's a song, I can't remember what it's called. It's just not bad. It's just a little forgettable, obviously. It comes out toward like the middle area. Look it up real fast. Other than that, like the second half of the album's a mess. It's not necessarily everything in there's bad. There's a lot of good stuff there. Oh, the song I'm thinking of was Submission. Great song. It's just a little forgettable. But like, after you hit Busted in Blue, which I think's pretty good. I like it. I know some people don't. You get Carnival, which is terrible. Let Me Out is great. I love that song. Sex Murder Party, which all the bad songs on here, some of them like have redeemable factors. Sex Murder Party, there's nothing redeemable about that song.
It's boring.
It is terrible. It's a try hard, like a 3-year-old is singing that song. Like, look how edgy I am. Me a song called "Sex Murder Party." It's like a whiny white boy song. It's terrible.
What are 3 things that are scandalous to a 10-year-old boy? Sex, murder, and partying.
It's just it's legitimate trash. I was shocked. It's a Gorillaz album. Like The Fall. Usually in all their albums, all their albums are either good, like all the songs are just either good, or it's The Fall, which The Fall is one of the worst things that I've. It's so bad. It's all made on an iPad. Yeah, and it sounds like it too because it's terrible. It's funny because right after Sex Murder Party is She's My Kala, and that song is awesome. That song is really cool because it's She's My Kala, so they pronounce it as collar. Like collar, like calling someone.
Oh.
Collar as a color of your
Yeah.
shirt. Or kala as in color. Like the British way of saying color. Like kala. Yes.
Well, see, when you said collar, like as in like a collar, I thought like a collar like a dog would wear, keeping you back.
I think that's also in there as well. And it plays with that, and like it very clever song. I really enjoy it. I'm ignoring all the interludes because other than the Nonconformist's Oath, which I think is hilarious, none of them really good. There's Hallelujah Money, which is a bad song. I just like, I like the vocals to it. I think it's pretty. He's a very beautiful man. Has a beautiful voice. It's boring though. It's terribly boring. We Got the Power is catchy, but the more I listen to it, the more I realize just how like white bread it is and just how bland it is. But it's a catchy song. So it's not really bad. It's just meh. The Apprentice is okay. Halfway to Halfway House is not very good. Out of Body is pretty cool. The more I listen to Out of Body, the more I don't know. I like it a lot. I just feel there's just too many people on that album. That song. There's like 3 people on that song when there really only needs to be 1. Like Killa Keish she could have handled it just fine. Digger Tape's cool. Digger Tape's fine. It's all right. And Circle of Friends.
The what?
Digger Tape.
Okay.
It's fine. It's
okay,
mediocre.
I couldn't tell what you were saying.
It's
before.
mediocre. And Circle of Friends, I feel the same way. Both are mediocre. And just like the beginning is so good though. It's like Ascension, which is one of the best songs they ever did. Starbell, Strobolite, I think it's pronounced, which is a really fun pop song. Saturn's Brass, which is like one of my favorite songs on here. Behind Ascension, it's so good. Moments, which is fun. Submission, which is pretty and it's good. It's just a little forgettable. Charger, which is awesome, except for a part of the song which goes nowhere. Also, but think of Submission. It's got Danny Brown on Submission, and he just shouldn't be there at all. He's way more talented than that song. Like he's a genuine talent. He shouldn't be in that song at all. Andromeda, which is beautiful sounding, but you don't need Dram. Dram's not even in the song at all. Like, period. Like, a little bit in the back you hear him, and I'm just like, no, that's stupid. Busted in Blue, which is kind of fun. Just a little forgettable. And, like, I don't know. It's their comeback album. I wish it was stronger, but it's not terrible, which I guess I should just be happy for, you know? Since I'm not going to review it, and I'm getting to review it anyways, because I want to talk about it. I've had one person to talk to about this album. Period. One person.
I'm just not that big of a Gorillaz fan. I like a handful of songs, but I wouldn't say I'm like a huge fan of them.
I love their work. I was talking about. I was talking this about like my coworker at work. I was like, he pointed out like this is a band that when they do collaboratives, their collabs are always perfect because Gorillaz can work with anyone. Anyone can be incorporated in how they work because they don't have a set style. They kind of have a style, but anyone can work within it because it can incorporate any form of genre. It's awesome. And this list are all a list of really talented rappers that like are currently working in the industry and doing beautiful, wonderful works, except for like a couple I don't like too much. But they don't use them at all. Like it feels like it feels like Damon, the lead singer, the guy who does 2D's voice. He was like, he wrote all the songs, and said, this is how it's going to be done, and you're just going to sing it. And I'm like, no, that's not how collaboration works. They also get a say in how the song goes. Like, you can actually tell, like, there's certain songs I'm listening to it, and it almost feels like the singer in the song just doesn't care.
Yeah.
And really, like, Sex Murder Party, like, you can tell they just don't want to be there. Such a bad song. That's such a bad song. I hate it so much. Like, it's a genuine, like, say what you will about most of the album. Like, most of the songs are, you can argue about them somewhat, but you cannot defend Sex Murder Party. That song is legitimate trash. There's nothing there to defend. It's legitimately one of the worst things I've ever heard in a long time. I was very upset about it. Okay, that's enough of me ranting about music. Everyone's like, Christian, he likes he really likes rap. I'm like, yeah, I do. Shut up. This genre I wish I was more into, because I like it a lot.
I'm a rock and roller.
I love music, but I was like, as a kid, when I got into rap, my dad shamed me for liking it.
That's stupid.
So I could never like really get into it. I always felt guilty for liking it.
If it's bad rap, I can understand that.
Well, I liked NWA. I liked
the good stuff.
Yeah, I mean the first
Wu-Tang Clan,
Eminem,
Tupac.
The first group I ever listened to that I got into was Wu-Tang Clan. That was, I guess, what got me into rap. And then I went from there to NWA, and God damn it, I am a
Biggie Smalls.
Biggie Smalls. I'm not a huge Biggie fan. I just think
he's good.
He's a legend. He's a legend.
Yeah, you can't deny his genius.
Yeah. I listened to NWA and I realized
early Kanye's
Dre,
good.
You're an asshole. But God, you can write music.
Early Kanye is
God,
pretty.
You can write beats, dude.
Early Kanye is pretty good.
I don't like Kanye at all. I hate Kanye West. I hate Kanye West with fiery passion. He's a talentless hack. He steals styles.
Couple
That's
of
all he
things.
does. All he does is steal styles.
No, I don't like his modern stuff.
His entire career is being a thief, and he tries to beg, "I'm the biggest thing." It's like, no. You look. I'll say that you've done some important things for the genre. Yeah, and yeah, you do fine music, but you take other rappers who work hard to make like this unique style, and you take it and make it your own. Like that's you steal styles. That's all you do. That's your entire career.
Yeah. I mean,
like
Gold Digger's catchy.
I would like his music more if he wasn't just a piece of garbage person.
Oh, he's not a very yeah.
I hate that man. I really do. I hate it.
And he appropriated the Metallica font, so I have a grudge against him for that.
Hey, he did do that, didn't he? That was weird.
I don't like this thing of like appropriating band font logos type.
You can get away with it, which is stupid.
I hate it.
But yeah, I love rap. I don't know. I'm trying to listen to it. I feel guilty. I can feel my dad saying, "Why are you listening to this? This is stupid." And I'm like,
Will Smith's early stuff, Big Willie style.
oh my god.
I have a soft spot for that album.
My god, I just can't. All right, let's get on to the news,
Get jiggy
guys.
with it.
Starting off in the news, after I think a year and a half break, Assassin's Creed is finally coming back with a new game in 2017, and it's to be titled Origins. It's to take place in ancient Egypt, and by the title, we can kind of assume it's going to be the origin of the Apples of Eden. Sorry, guys, for the cough. More guaranteed we're going to get more information about this game in E3. I hope they learned their lesson. You can't release an unfinished game and expect people to like it.
I remember watching the video compilations of all the glitches. It just falls to the floor.
In Unity? Yeah, it's terrible. It's such trash. I can't. They literally released a game that's just unfinished and unpolished and I was shocked when they released that game in the state it was in. I'm like, you can't. Why didn't you postpone it for like a month and fix this?
Yeah.
You had to have known there was problems.
It's about the money.
Mm-hmm. Next up, Injustice 2. You thought they were done revealing characters? Well, why don't you shut up and stop talking and start listening for once? That was a little mean, I'm sorry.
That was.
They have announced that there will be Starfire, Red Hood, and Sub-Zero in their DLC. Also, they show a picture of silhouettes of upcoming available characters, and some of them look a lot like Black Manta, which no, it's totally Black Manta. Looks exactly like
Oh, yeah, there's no way to mistake that.
Yeah. Raiden, which looks awesome, Enchantress, Beast Boy, Azrael, sorry, I had to hit the table, Azrael, God, yes, give me some Azrael, and Wildcat.
Yeah, boy, Wildcat! I'm like the one guy excited for Wildcat.
I love Wildcat, but dude, Azrael, I'm super, if it's Jean Paul, I'm all down for that. That means Jean Paul's gonna get a voice actor, dude. First voice, I don't think it's maybe a second voice actor, but like, we get Jean Paul, the voice actor. If he's cool, we can get a game with him. I don't know, I like Azrael. He's an awesome character. John Paul's Azrael.
I'm more excited for Wildcat.
Yeah. Also, I should probably preface it real fast because you're Azrael. We met someone who listens to this show. If you listen to it right now, hi.
How you doing?
We enjoyed our conversation with you.
Yeah, man, that was fun.
Good times.
Yeah.
You can always hang out with us whenever you want, man. Just ask.
We spent like just 2 hours. It didn't even feel like that. Just 2 hours just talking. It was awesome.
Sorry, if I didn't feel like such garbage right now, I would have remembered. I feel terrible.
I'm terrible with names, but if I remember correctly,
Ryan,
it was Ryan.
Yeah, it was Ryan.
Yeah.
So, man, it was great talking to you. Appreciate it. Shout out to you. I was reading Azrael, so I remembered a conversation about that. But yeah,
We did have a conversation about that, didn't we?
yeah, because he was talking about how like the last Azrael one
Yeah.
was terrible. It wasn't John Paul. Like, I don't disagree with him, but it kind of hurts me because I love Azrael's character. I think he's awesome. It was terrible. And even old Azrael comics, like, they're good to a degree. But yeah, I'm excited. Those characters are great. That's super cool. I want to see where that goes. Next up, Robin Williams' final movie, which was called Absolutely Anything, God help us, was released about 2 years ago only in the UK. It's going to receive a one-day release in the US on May 12th. It had a great cast of Robin Williams, Kate Beckinsale, and Simon Pegg, but the movie was like really rated low, 15% on Rotten Tomatoes and 30% audience rating. And we have this on the news because we asked the question: Is it really worth?
I don't think so.
Like, dude, just don't. Like, just it feels like a cash grab.
Oh, it feels totally like that.
But
Like
people will reevaluate the film now that he's dead. And if it's a bad film, it's a bad film.
that just kind of feels cheap and
It is cheap.
and insulting, honestly.
It is very insulting.
If that's their intention. I don't know. There are so many better Robin Williams films to put back in theaters for,
And I get it, it's his last film. You want everyone to have the chance to see Robin Williams' last performance,
But if they're really that into it, then they'll go and find it themselves.
yeah, and I mean, to be perfectly honest with you, if it's not a good movie, it could be a great performance. If it's not a good movie, just don't do it.
Yeah. It's like if you wanted to
And a one-day limited
if you wanted to honor like Abe Vigoda or something, right? You don't show Good Burger where he's in there for like 15 minutes. No, you show like The Godfather.
Can I take your order?
You don't. If you want to honor Bill Murray, you don't show Garfield 1 or 2. You show like Ghostbusters or Groundhog Day.
I don't think it's to honor Robin Williams. I really do think it's because it's the last movie, so they want everyone to see his last movie. But it wasn't good, so why bother?
The Garfield Coen brothers Garfield.
All right. So next up, well, as you all know, Guardians of the Galaxy was released. We'll be doing a review on the channel, but some interesting news: the international, not domestic, but the international like
box
office opening night finances. It got $106 million
over the weekend.
No, it has because the weekend's not over yet.
Oh yeah.
Up to this point.
Oh okay.
Yeah, it was a typo. Which brings
I lost track of the days,
which
man.
brings the MCU overall profit from $11 billion to over $11 billion between all the films. $11 billion these movies have brought in.
That's worth more money than I'll ever be worth.
I think you're worth at least $12 billion, Mario.
Don't lie.
I'm just being nice, but whatever.
I'm worth like $12.
Yeah, I don't think anybody's shocked by those numbers. 106 million. I'm actually surprised it's that low. I thought it'd be more.
Well, I mean, the movie did just open. we're
yeah, but they were like.
We're recording this on Saturday,
Yeah.
Saturday.
The statistics, like, they were expecting a lot more than that.
It just
they were expecting
opened.
they were expecting their biggest open for a Marvel film because the hype around it and how big the Guardians of the Galaxy one was.
Yeah, but I would have
I don't
expected
think the marketing was strong enough for that.
No, it wasn't, because it was a lot of the same, and we'll talk about that in the actual review. The marketing was a lot of the
Marketing
same.
was definitely a lot of
For
the
a
same.
majority of the film, there was a lot of like some sameness going on.
I completely disagree. I think it's only we'll get to that. But I think it's only the beginning, but I completely disagree with that. I think that the marketing makes you think it's a lot of the same.
But yeah, I don't know. That's cool.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think it's that. I think it's a pretty good budget. I think it'd be pretty cool to talk about.
It's not like it's not gonna make its money
It's gonna
back.
make its budget and then some.
Yeah.
It's gonna make double what it spent to
Yeah.
cost, like, easily. If they could make more than that, that'd be pretty cool. Sorry, guys. Gorillaz animated TV show coming in 2018. This show is set for 10 episodes. Damon and Jamie are set to both work on the project. Howlett said he will direct the first and last episode, but is looking for someone to direct the other episodes in between. We don't know what it's about. We don't know what it's set in. I kind of hope they're going to do original music for all, like 10 songs, and each episode's like a new song or whatever. That'd be pretty rad.
Yeah.
We know nothing about it other than this. Good on them. I love the Gorillaz. I hope that the reaction to this album, which has been a resounding, pretty good. Good job. You made some good songs. I hope that shows them, okay, so we did fine work. All right, let's take that. Let's take why everyone loved their old stuff, why no one liked The Fall. No one liked The Fall. If you like The Fall, you're wrong. And I will say that with confidence. You're wrong.
I don't know. August is an okay month.
October's my jam.
Actually, no. September, man. September is where it's at.
October has Halloween.
Without September,
the best holiday.
Without September, I wouldn't be here.
I have my coworker,
or Bobby.
My coworker, if he's listening to this, he's just sitting there going, "No, Christmas is the best holiday, dog."
It is the best holiday.
No, it's not.
Christmas is the best.
Christmas is just a series of I have to buy people stuff for the holiday.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, it's totally what it is.
That's just the Hallmark stuff getting to you, man.
No, that's like everybody getting to me. That's Christmas getting to me.
Give me some hot chocolate and some chestnuts, and I'll be good.
I can do it now.
Well, I'm not going to drink hot chocolate in the summer.
It's cool outside.
That's a stupid idea.
Whatever. Nickelodeon announces that the third SpongeBob SquarePants movie is in development at Paramount. The movie is to be set for February 2018.
Hopefully it's the last. Like, hopefully this ends it.
Yeah,
but I know it's not.
It's totally not going to be the last. Come on, homie.
God, this is,
It's Paramount.
I swear this show is going to rival The Simpsons for being the longest running animated show. They won't kill this thing.
I mean, it's on Paramount, so maybe they do their animated division.
I didn't see the second one.
I didn't either. I saw the first one. I thought the first one was pretty funny.
Yeah, the first one. I liked the first one.
It was really good. I liked it a lot.
David Hasselhoff shows up in it.
Isn't that back when they thought they were going to end the series?
Yeah, and then it didn't. Then Steven Hillenburg left.
Yeah, I don't know.
He was like the driving force of why that show was as good, because that was his baby.
I heard the second one was just okay.
Yeah, I'll check it out eventually if I can find it on Netflix.
Same. I'll definitely jump on it at some point.
So I watched SpongeBob as a kid.
Also, quick Aquaman update. We got a cast for a 13-year-old Arthur. I guess they're gonna do a flashback. The actor's gonna be. A name is Otis J. Dejani.
Donji?
I'm sorry for everybody I insulted. I'm really sorry.
Yeah. That's cool.
Yeah, I'll check out his work later and see what he's done. But cool.
I like Aquaman.
Yeah, I mean,
I want these movies to be good.
I do too.
Without going down that rabbit hole that we always tend to go down, I want this one to be good.
I think the release date we have set for it's not gonna happen. I think it's gonna be TBD. I think after Justice League we're gonna get to be dated a TBD for it.
Yeah.
And all the other movies, they're not gonna stop production. They're gonna TBD it, rework them, and fix them.
Yeah.
I think that's the way they go if they want to keep this film universe going.
Also, Wonder Woman is less than a month away.
Yeah, woo.
I'm excited.
I am cautious. I'm not even cautiously optimistic. I'm just cautious. I'm gonna see it because I will support a Wonder Woman film regardless of quality. I will support it. I want Wonder Woman films. I want them. I want these movies. And it's not like, oh, I want a Batman. I want a Superman movie. No, like we're not. If this movie doesn't do well, they will just consider it, oh, well, it didn't do well because it's a female superhero, not because it's bad. So it's one of those cases where...
Oh, yeah, where it's like a Ghostbusters reboot thing, where it's like, oh, you didn't like it because it was female-centered.
Females were in it.
No,
I didn't like it. It was bad.
It doesn't matter the gender of the main protagonist. What matters is the quality of the writing and the way that it was delivered.
And, like, I don't want Wonder Woman down that hole, so I will support that film because I want it to do well.
I might buy the merch.
That's it. The merchandise is pretty rad. Yeah. Next up, HBO decides to cash grab a little bit and is now putting in development 4. That's right, 4 Game of Thrones spin-off shows. Series is ending soon. Like in a couple of years, it's gonna end. So they're gonna cash in as much as they can.
Yeah. I don't really care. I never got into Game of Thrones. I watched the first episode and it wasn't for me.
It is not that great of a series. I think it starts off pretty strong and it kind of just teeters out a little bit. It gets a little bit marauding, I think it relies a little too heavily on their ability to write characters. I don't think they do well that often. A lot of people are mad at me right now.
That's cool.
It's like, I like the show. I don't think it's the be-all, end-all. I think cinematography-wise...
Oh, yeah.
And design
production value is great.
Production-wise, stunning. This is one of the greatest shows ever, just visually. I think character-wise, it's good. Not great. It's good. I think story-wise, it's just okay. It's just an okay story. It's not that great.
I'd rather sit down and watch Silicon Valley or Six Feet Under before I watch.
And I know people are saying, like, well, did you read the books? The books are amazing.
Doesn't matter. It's an adaptation.
Sir, I'm going to put this thing out to you. When you make a film or a television show based off a book, when you have to use the book as a defense, you've got a bad show or you've got a bad movie. If it's not good, maybe it's not good because it doesn't translate well. You can't follow the book or the comic to the letter. If you did, it will be bad. There's no exception.
Yeah. The way that the stories are told in a literary sense and in a filmmaking sense, two completely different monsters.
You can compare and contrast what they did and didn't put in there. That's fine. But can something hold up on its own? Does it hold up on its own without needing the crutch that is the book? If the answer's no, then no. I don't think Game of Thrones is bad. I think some things in Game of Thrones are not that good.
Yeah.
And I think the last season, I think there's a lot in that last season that just wasn't interesting. The whole assassins that was the faceless assassins. I didn't care at all. And I know they're super fascinating in the books, but that's in the books, dude. In the movie, in the show, they just don't make him interesting enough. Which is a criticism of the show. They didn't do it well enough. And I've been reading the books. They're fine.
Also, I ran out of Dr. Pepper.
I'm so sorry, buddy. I know you're sad. Sorry, that got off a little tangent. But yeah, this isn't a cash grab. If they were smart, I think that the 4 Game of Thrones shows, I think they would all take place in a vastly different area. I think one would take place in the Slave Alley, Slave Isles thing, where that area is called, where all the slaves are. That'd be pretty cool to see there. One should take place in the capital of Westeros. One should take place in near the wall, and all these different areas. I think they're smart. They would do it that way, but I don't know. What do I know?
Real quick, I'm looking at this McDonald's cup, and it's got a "How are we doing?" McDonald's.com. And you got a number that you can call in to tell them how they're actually doing service wise. But it's not doing, it's doing with an apostrophe after the end. They're being coy about it.
How we doing? We doing you good?
No, you didn't. No, I'm not going down this road. Okay. All right, next.
Next up. Last but not least, some interesting news. I'm sure will rile some people up. Superman versus the KKK film is in development by Lotus Entertainment and God, I have no idea how to pronounce
Paper Chase.
Is it Paper Chase? Paper Chase Films. Now, before you start grabbing your pitchforks, let me show you who to aim it at. The guy who's producing it is named as Marco Vicny. Now, I know you're thinking, let's go tear down. I know you Trump supporters are thinking, let's go tear down his house. Let's go destroy him. Let's go burn him down. Now, hear me out. Before we do that, just hear me out. The show is not about Superman versus the KKK. The movie is about the true story of how the Superman radio serial uncovered and kind of, put to light the kind of messed up and really screwed up practices that the KKK was doing. It was about the radio show uncovering these secrets and then putting them out in the air for everyone to know, and informing the masses by using a Superman show what they were doing. It's actually a pretty rad story.
Yeah, it is. Back in the 1940s, the show came out about mid-40s, about 1944, 45-ish.
Something like that.
Yeah, because it came out near the tail end of the, if I remember correctly, the tail end of the Fleischer shorts.
Yeah. Remember, the KKK wasn't always hated.
Yeah.
There was a time where they were actually kind of praised. I don't think this is necessarily in that time period, but this is in that weird time period. When did A Birth of a Nation come out?
That should be, I want to say 1916.
Yeah. So like it's like 40 years after that. Birth of a Nation like really pushed their numbers up. So they're doing fine in the 1940s.
Yeah.
But they weren't doing great. Sorry, continue.
Yeah, so, they have these long serialized adventures of Superman, and he's doing his thing or whatever. And there's this story that takes place over about maybe 10 chapters. I might be wrong on the number, but Superman goes up against the Ku Klux Klan. It's awesome. Like, check into it. It's a story that not a lot of people know about. And when people like, oh, well, why do you like Superman so much? He's stupid. He's he doesn't have any like real impact on anybody. I'm like, oh, okay,
yeah, he does.
yeah, okay. Tell me that, and look at this story. Look at that. Oh, interesting. So Superman did something, huh?
Wow, someone's really upset. It's a good story, very good story.
It's really cool. I think like the government was involved in like helping.
Government, I can't trust that government.
There was also a time right before we dropped the bomb on Hiroshima, like there was a story where Superman comes across a villain and he's toying with nuclear powered weapons and stuff. So like the government, like the FBI, comes into DC Comics offices and say, hey, look, you can't publish this story right now because we're working on something. Like they don't say it, but it's implied that they were working on the atomic bomb.
Remember, the atomic bomb was not universally. It's like even now, it's just there's.
Well, this was before we even had that technology fully ready to go.
Atomic technology was not a universally loved thing. It was not loved at all, actually, and even now, I think we could all agree it's still a little iffy.
Yeah, like if you look into it, the government and Superman kind of just have so many run-ins and very historically.
I mean, he does. I did at one point renounce his citizenship.
That's in Action Comics number 900.
Yeah, which is a pretty cool moment. I actually really like that moment in comics. All right. Speaking of comics, let's get to that. Nerd.
All right, well, here we got the first book. It's a total cash grab. All New Guardians of the Galaxy #1, written by Jerry Dugan, and art by Aaron Kuder.
Start that again without the cash grab. Say it again.
Okay. We have the movie tie-in based.
It's not a movie okay, sorry. It's not a movie tie-in. It's actually really good, okay?
Okay.
I'm going to defend this hardcore. This is a very good book. I know what you're thinking. It's a Marvel book. They've all been trash. I know. This is another new #1 for Guardians. I know. I'm hearing you. Bro, I hear you. This is really good. I mean it. I promise. Look me in the eyes, Mario. As a guy who's had a bunch of Marvel books in the beginning, then dropped them all because they're all terrible, this is a good book.
Cash grab.
Drax is a pacifist in this book.
Cash grab.
Groot can't grow back, not because of the whole thing, because his ability won't let him right now. And they kind of show why later in the book, but very good. Very funny. There's a couple lines I think that stumble just a little bit. It's a little cheesy, but Classic Guardians is cheesy, and I love Classic Guardians because it's cheesy. Very good book. The colors are really cool. It's goofy. It's fun. Everyone hates each other, so they're trying to work with that. You can tell they're trying to build them as a team together. It's actually really good. It's a lot of fun. It's very entertaining. It's a good first issue. Shut up.
It also just happens to come out the week that the movie comes out.
Look, I'm not saying.
Gee, what a coincidence!
I'm not saying that it isn't an obvious ploy. I'm just saying that it's not bad. In Docking Bay, he has a stand for he ordered double the Guardians books because he liked it so much. This is gonna be good. People are gonna want it. So on it. It says, all new Guardians of the Galaxy, parentheses, it's really good. And he prefaces, he's telling people it's really good, so they know, #1. He tells people, it's really good. Everyone walks in, it's how is this? Great, get it. It's very fun. And, it is. It's so good. I'm glad I took his word on it. It's a very good book. I really enjoyed it. I had a great time. Drax is a pacifist. That's having a lot of trouble not being a pacifist. About being a pacifist, sorry. It's very funny. It's very entertaining.
Cool.
Go ahead.
All right, well, next up we got Aquaman #22, written by Dan Abnett and art by Philippe Briones.
I think we're pretty much in agreement with this book, aren't we?
Yeah, it's got some good stuff. The action takes up a majority of the issue, and it just kind of ends.
Yeah, that was my biggest complaint. Like,
But I'm excited to see the repercussions of the ending of the story.
Yeah,
because I feel like something's gonna go down between Aquaman and Mera.
I think the whole Aquaman Mera dynamic that happened at the end was pretty cool. I just feel like it was kind of cheap. I felt a little cheated at the end, honestly. I'm like, this just kind of ends.
Art's great though.
Art is very good.
I wish I had that kind of skill.
Yeah, pretty good. I mean, like I said, this story needs another issue. It needed another issue.
Yeah, but at the same time, I was kind of done with the H2.0 thing.
Yeah, I mean, I guess the problem was that the beginning wasn't done very well, and like
the middle was cool.
Yeah, the first 2 issues were just kind of dragged. It took forever.
Where Aquaman goes down so far, and he just encounters this other planet. It's called Tethys.
Yeah, like I feel
it's an underwater planet.
There's a lot of fat in this story. They could have cut out.
Yeah, but I think a lot of it might also be that we didn't, read the Dark Water or Deep Water or whatever the hell it was called from New 52.
Like, this is a new series.
Yeah.
Make it so we don't have to read an old series.
Oh well.
Yeah.
It was good. I'm ready. I think it's time we moved on to the next story in Aquaman.
Yeah, I just felt this one ended a little cheaply.
Not the worst story I ever read. It's passable.
That's fine.
Not as good as the first couple arcs.
The first arc was insane. It's just insane. Just straight up insane. It took forever, but it was so crazy.
Atlantean politics.
Yeah.
Riveting. Next up, we got Bane Conquest #1. This is the first issue in a 12-issue miniseries or maxi series or whatever the hell they're calling them now. Written by Chuck Dixon and art by Graham Nolan.
Okay, so on a scale of 1 to 10, how okay of you if I call out a website, I call out BS at a website?
Do it.
Okay, bad news. Your reviews are awful. Your reviews are trash. You're a trash website. I really don't. Every time I read one of your reviews, you're garbage. Bane Conquest #1 was amazing. No, okay. Was the greatest thing ever? No, absolutely not. There's one issue I have with it, and that it's the ending. I thought it was cool, but I'm like, I know this character. A lot of people who read this book have no idea why this character showing up is a big deal, but it's cool. They just completely trashed it, so it's terrible. Oh, you're expected this Bane isn't designed like the newer Bane. It's like an older Bane. All the old characters come back, and you don't know who's there unless you read it the older story. You don't know what's going on. Yeah, you do. You know exactly what's going on. One of their complaints was that his motivation isn't clear. Within the first 4 pages, it's very clear what his motivation is. Someone's trying to attack Santa Prisca, where he lives, his home, the island he rules. Of course, he finds out they're in Gotham, goes to Gotham. That's why he's in Gotham. Completely set up. Completely reasonable.
Yeah.
I hate their website. I hate every one of their reviews. They're the type of Batman fans that sit there and praise the almighty Snyder run, which was just okay. There's a lot of problems with that run. There's really only 2 completely solid stories. And I love Gorillaz. I think Gorillaz is awesome.
Oh, totally.
And I think 0 Years is really, really good. I think Death of the Family is just really underwhelming, and a lot of lost opportunities there. The Clayface run was really good for 2 issues, which was frustrating me. But sorry, I'm moving on. I'm calling them out. I can't. I was reading a bunch of reviews for it. I was trying to get an idea of how everyone's feeling. I like having Dixon and Nolan back on Bane. It feels right. I read the story and it just feels right. This feels like Bane. This feels like Bane in a way. I loved I Am Bane. I'm very clear that I loved that story. I thought the story was really, really well done. Really, really interesting. The dynamic of changing Bane's story where you can compare and contrast these 2 characters was really cool. And I get it. There's a lot of people oh, well, they made Bane, they put Bane back to his original. Well, yeah, it's Chuck Dixon and Nolan. They created the character. They have all the right they want to put that character back to his original and tell a story.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So yeah, I'm calling them out. They're a terrible review website. They're just a bunch of butthurt fanboys. It's all they are. Occasionally I'll agree with the review that they have, but for the most part the reviews are terrible. The review for this book is completely unfair, completely unjustified, and BS. Just complete BS. This is the reason why I don't like Batman fan pages. It's garbage like this. They're just a bunch of entitled fanboys. That's all they are. That's why I kind of wish we had a Superman homepage. I love the Superman homepage. I love them a lot. They're all super cool. They're rad guys.
Yeah. I love working for the Superman homepage.
On a side, but if anybody from the Superman homepage is like on here, like I know he writes for y'all. I don't. I love your page. I go on there all the time. I love it. I think it's great. Your reviews are amazing. You guys are really cool. I like all of you. You're all super cool.
Yeah.
Hi. I don't know if you're listening.
All right. Well, next up we got Batman number 22. It's written by Joshua Williams and Tom King, and art is by Jason Fabak.
Drillfish on Bane. It is good. Don't put that out there. Sorry. Art and story's great. I kind of went on a rant.
I couldn't tell that you liked the book or not.
I liked the book a lot. It was good. Just kind of put that out there. Batman.
I don't know how they're gonna finish this story.
Again, it's my same problem with the first two. Like, okay, yeah, we're finally getting somewhere with the story, right? The story's finally going somewhere. Like, this issue is...
How are they gonna wrap it up in one issue?
That's my problem. My problem with this book, and I think that they've realized that with the next Flash... next Flash book has been postponed because of that. I think because of that problem, because they don't know how to wrap it up. It's my issue with the story. It was a lot of really big ideas, a lot of expectations, but when they finally put it to paper, they're like, oh, we didn't plan this out well enough. I don't think it's a bad story. I just don't think it was really well thought out.
Because there are a lot of really good moments in this book.
Oh, dude, Batman, Thomas Wayne teaming up. I cried. There's a moment in this book I was crying. Like, I legitimately put down the book. I had tears rolling down. It was heartfelt. It was heartbreaking. It was really emotional.
Yep.
Just, no, not going to spoil what it is, but Batman goes to Thomas Wayne and says, "There's one thing I've always wanted to tell you. As I realized that anything to tell you, there's one thing I would, if I ever could have talked to you again, there's one thing I would need to tell you, that I want to tell you, that I think you should know, and I've always wanted to say, and what it is breaks you." It reveals what the most important thing to Batman is, just period, what his number one most important thing in his life is. And I have never been so genuinely touched in a comic book before. It was so touching. I really did start to cry. Like, I'm trying not to cry right now. It really is. It's so great, and Thomas Wayne's response to it is so beautiful. It's just such a beautiful moment between father and son that I loved so much. And I was so satisfied, and just like how it all resolved with Thomas Wayne, it was just so satisfying and so perfect and so wonderful. So good. That was great. I just kind of wish the story was better.
I'm excited to see how it ends up. I mean, I'm going to be picking up Batman and Flash anyway, just because I do read those titles on the regular. Mm-hmm. I don't know. I just feel like maybe they thought that they had, 2 issues more than they actually do have.
Or like an issue more than they actually do have.
Yeah, because we're dealing with like the ramifications of the Watchmen button showing up in the Batcave.
I would say they want to make the next Flash book $1 more and like double size.
If they do it, I'll be cool with that. Double size it, man.
No one's gonna tell you no. Like, if you have to do that, fine. If you have to charge an extra $1 for it, fine.
I'll buy it.
As long as it's good.
Yeah.
These button books have been fine. They've been okay. Unfortunately, they have the problems where it's hard. This is a story that should be told in a series of probably double this long. To be honest.
Yeah,
with you.
Or just like a one shot like they did with Rebirth.
Yeah, like either you really chop it down to one solid long issue, like one double, maybe triple sized issue, or you put it to like 6 parts and not just 4. Like, you need at least 2 more.
I think also maybe the changing of perspective also kind of takes
between Flash and Batman.
Yeah.
I see why.
Like, I get it because the respective books and stuff, but
honestly, it's just like a Flash.
Yeah.
That's coming out because not only the next story, but shortly after this story, we're getting the War of Jokes and Riddles, and I'm really looking forward to that. Like, I'm super hyped for it.
Like, I don't expect any like definite concrete answers. We know that it's the Watchmen behind this, or like the Watchmen universe behind it. I don't expect like some massive reveal that it's like Dr. Manhattan or Ozymandias just yet.
It would be rad if they did that though.
Yeah, that would be rad.
That'd be some balls on
I'm
them.
just expecting us to get closer to the actual reveal, which is coming soon.
I legitimately don't expect them to actually get to the Watchmen versus DC story until like late next year, early the year after.
Yeah.
If they're smart, they will just drag this, and they will grow and grow, and they'll make it a whole like year event where every book has to deal with a Nightfall or Death of Superman, or like, I mean, those are the only 2 that have like big things, but like that style event where it's huge, like an Infinity Gauntlet, or,
just like this big,
or like Crisis on Infinite Earth, just this huge thing, and just really get us all riled up for it. And after that, just do stories. Come up with the next threat. And just keep doing threat after threat. And every like 4 years, we have this huge book universe event. It'd be fun. It'd be awesome. I love it.
Make Captain Carrot go evil. He just snaps.
Dude, next, build up a dark side thing. And actually do a good dark side war.
Yeah.
I'll be on that one for a while. They screwed up Dark Side War, and I just couldn't. I can't ever forgive.
Yeah.
It was Johns who did that, right?
I think it was.
Yeah,
I think Johns was consistently writing.
I can't really forgive him. I can't forgive him for that one because that was a ball dropper. That should have been the story of a generation.
Yeah.
And it just wasn't. But
and then you had the New Gods versus Darkseid. Like you straight up had like
stupid.
You straight up had Mr. Miracle and Big Barda go up with the Justice League against Darkseid and his daughter. How is that not interesting?
They made it bad. They just made it straight up bad. The whole New Gods dynamic was just terrible.
Also, please bring back Mr. Miracle.
Dude, bring back Big Barda and Mr. Miracle. I love their marriage. No shame. I love their marriage.
Oh yeah, they're
great. I think that's beautiful. I think their whole dynamic is awesome.
That time that Sleaze brainwashed Superman into doing a porno with Big Barda.
It's weird.
The 80s were weird, man. Next up, we got Cyborg number 12, and it's written by John Semper Jr. and art by Will Conrad and Cliff Richards.
This will be a quick review. This book's terrible. Don't get the Cyborg line. I've dropped it. I'm done. That's it. I'm done. This book's stupid. This book's stupid on levels. I finally hit my limit with it. What got me, and I'm going to spoil it, because screw it. This book's terrible. Don't pick it up. When they made Ratcatcher and they turned him into a cyborg, like a robot thing, and he's now he's got a face of a rat, and he's like a cybernetic Ratcatcher, and I'm like, no, stupid. Closed it. I'm done. Can't do this anymore. I even flipped to the ending to see, I flipped through it real fast to see if it got better. Got worse. And I'm like, how do you make it worse? Fine. I'm done with this story. I'm so done. The story has lasted. What issue number is this now?
12.
This story's lasted 12 issues.
That's a year.
Yes, but a year of this stupid story. I'm done with it. It's bad. Quit. Just quit. It's stupid. It's not even coherent. It's just dumb. And they break the story down into chunks. These mini stories that all basically is this one big story. It's dumb, and I'm done with it. Can't deal with this anymore. I'm done with it. I'm dropping the book. You won't hear me talk about it again. Unless the series gets better, they got a new writer that's competent or something. I'm just done. I can't do it.
Kind of glad I didn't pick it up.
No, it's really upsetting. It's very upsetting.
All right, well, next up we got Green Arrow number 22. It's written by Ben Percy and art by Juan Ferreira.
And this book is awesome. It's really good. I liked it. The last issue got me really excited for the events of that's going to happen, the events that are building up to it, and this book solidified it. I'm really hyped for the story. It's very good. These last two issues, these two starting issues, have been great. In the end of this issue, you're just things are gonna change. This whole book's yeah. Do you know what issue are you on? Number 20, right?
22.
22. It's hey, you know how everything we've built up in 22 issues? Yeah, that's changing. We're changing everything. Have fun. I'm oh man, all right. Very end of the issue, I'm oh, this story's gonna change things in this book, isn't it? This story's legitimately gonna make things different. This is gonna be a huge thing. I'm cool. Let's do it, dude. I'm hyped. 22 issues. I'm ready for a big change. Let's do it. This has been fun. It's been a whole year of this. Let's go. Let's do it, man. Just do your thing. Just do it. Sorry. Great.
Don't let your dreams be dreams.
Like I've been telling people, if you can just accept that Green Lantern Arrow is a very liberal hero. There's a lot of very liberal politics.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe not sometimes, and I'll even agree that sometimes it's not always handled with the best of care. If you can just accept those few times that it comes up, you just kind of roll your eyes. The whole pipeline thing was a really cool story, but the political commentary in it was just not very well done. But it's a good story, so it was worth it in the end. It had this great whole thing between Arsenal and Green Arrow, which is great. I keep telling you, if you can accept that, hey, it's not. The politics is a little heavy-handed, and you can just accept that and be okay with, all right, the political ideals are different than mine, it's fine. It's a great book. If the political ideas are the same, cool. You're going to enjoy this book. Great book. Just a really well-told story. I do feel like they take all these liberal elitism a little bit, and it's heavy-handed.
Yeah,
And
a little bit.
This is somebody who, like, I'm a social liberal. I'm a social liberal, economic conservative is how I look at myself. I'm a social liberal, and even I'm going like, a little too much, buddy. A little too much.
Just reel it back a bit.
Just reel it back. Like, think about what you're saying before you say it. Like, a little more thought before you're talking. But it's good. I love this story. I love it. This book is great. I'm really excited for the next one.
Cool. All right, well, next up we got Green Lanterns number 22. It's written by Sam Humphries and art by Ronan Cliquette.
I liked it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, this is great.
I feel so bad for Jessica. I won't spoil why. Get to the end of that book.
Yeah.
I feel really bad for Jessica.
It's not really a spoiler. What I'm going to say is because it's on the cover. But, like, she goes to space.
Well, I mean, like, we know that from the last book.
Oh, well, like, for what I can tell, like, the first time she's ever been to space.
Yeah, this is the first time.
That's got to be scary.
This is the first time she's ever been to the Green Lantern Corps home base.
Yeah, well...
Because she's been in space before. She was in Darkseid Wars.
Yeah, because Oa isn't anymore a thing, is it? No, they destroyed Oa.
I think so.
Yeah, so, yeah, they're all living on Mogo.
And she got to leave... she got to meet, like, aliens that aren't trying to kill her.
Yeah.
She got to hang out, like, let's face it. She got
also, her ring is a smartass, and I love it.
Yeah.
Who taught you to be a smartass? You did.
Also, she got, like, a tour from Kyle Rayner, and I mean, like, how lucky can you be?
Yeah.
That's
Make stupid jokes.
Yeah, like, that's the best thing ever. You got Kyle Rayner. The guy's great, and he's, like, super understanding and super relaxed. He's like, he understands why, like, people freaking out, and he's, like, super chill about it. I love that guy. He's, like, the perfect, honestly, for her first lantern other than her partner.
And Hal.
I think Kyle's perfect. Kyle's perfect lantern for her to, like, get introduced to just a big and normal lantern.
I'm excited.
I'm surprised this first time of them going to Lantern Corps isn't a like a duo story, like between the two books.
I'm
actually a little surprised by that.
Yeah. Well, we're doing the.
I don't think it's bad. I like what Hal during the Green Lantern Corps is doing. I'm just a little surprised.
Yeah, because they're doing the thing with Rip Hunter.
Yeah, I'm a little surprised they're not doing that. I'm a little surprised they're not going that route. You know.
But that's fine.
No, yeah, it's like I said, I'm surprised. I'm just surprised they're doing it. I think it's good. 2 good stories at once. Cool. I love 2 good stories at once.
And it brings both of the two titles together in a sense.
Yeah. I hope that when Red Dawn starts again,
please.
I hope that the book that takes place in both and it goes back and forth.
Please.
That would be awesome.
Because I need that weekly. I need answers.
If that ends up being like a 2-month event, hell yeah, let's do it. Let's totally do it. I'll be down for it 100%. That was a really cool story that you started. I want to see the conclusion to it.
Yeah. Also, the thing where it's like at the very bottom of like the last panel, it says next issue, and it's got like a caption or whatever. It says Training Day. I'm like, yes,
yeah,
exactly what the Green Lantern movie should have been. Training Day in space.
I'm excited. I'm very excited. I'm like,
still out of Dr. Pepper.
All right, let's go to the
next up, we got Justice League number 20, written by Brian Hitch and drawn by Brian Hitch.
Okay.
It's better.
Real fast. Yeah, go ahead.
It's better than Timeless.
Much better than what we've been getting.
It's also called Endless, so I'm starting to think that maybe this is also kind of tying into that.
Maybe. The whole time shenanigans, obviously. Okay.
Brian Hitch, please stop drawing.
Just stop writing. Like, you just stop. You're not doing good.
Just stop.
Like, oh my god, I just can't with the art. I'm like, this is not, like, it's fine. It's so mediocre. Put a good artist on this.
Yeah.
Because you know the next book's going to be postponed. You know he's going to keep drawing and writing, and then he's going to get backed up.
Mm-hmm.
Unless he's been working on, it's called Endless, right?
Yeah.
Unless he's been working on Endless since the beginning, to which then, why? Why do that to yourself, dude? Calm down. Like, I mean, yeah, you're not my favorite writer or anything, but, like, I don't want you to overwork yourself like that, buddy.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want you hurting yourself, man. Just calm down. Just write. Like, focus on your writing and don't focus on your art. Like, just focus on the writing. You're writing a bi-weekly book. You can't draw and write a bi-weekly book. It's just too much work for you, man.
Yeah, it's a lot.
I'll be the first one to say, in a comic book, art is the hardest part. The artist, that's the person you should really give a lot of credit to. Writing is not that hard. If you're good at it, you're good at it. If you're not, you're not.
Yeah, I like this one a lot more than I liked Timeless so far, just on a premise base alone.
Yeah.
It's got like a Groundhog Day kind of thing going on for it.
It looks cool.
Yeah. We'll have to wait to see how it pans out, but I mean, I'm not dropping Justice League.
No, I'm not.
You know, I mean that's It's one of the big books. You have to pick up Justice League if you want to know what's going on in the DCU.
I just kind of wish it was better.
Yeah, they could have picked a better
again,
person.
We were spoiled.
We were spoiled.
We were a little spoiled. The Johns run was pretty rad.
For the most part, yeah. Anyway, next up we got Nightwing number 20. It's written by Tim Seeley and art by Javi Fernandez.
This is a solid ending to that story.
Oh yeah, totally.
There's a moment between Damian and Dick that I really appreciate, because I thought this would happen, like this whole conversation, and Dick reveals kind of how he felt about Bruce coming back again, and I'm like, yeah, I thought you would feel that way. I imagine that's how you would be feeling. I'm like, cool. Like, I'm glad to see that's the case. Sorry.
We get a lot of good closure.
Yeah, absolutely.
Totally where I wanted it to go. Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, aside from one thing, but like it's not.
Yes, but I think it was a test. I think they're trying to see how that idea.
They're testing the waters.
Yeah, I hope they go that way. I love the Defacer. I think she's a great character.
Oh yeah, she's great.
She's just exactly what Nightwing needs.
I've seen a lot of people like, oh, I don't buy their relationship. I'm like, we had an issue where it takes place over like 6 months.
Yeah, it was sweet. It was very sweet too.
Yeah, yeah, this is a good book.
Yeah,
I'm excited for the next one.
We actually get some like a sense of like conclusion to the Dick Grayson Batman run, which I thought we'd never get, and it was actually very, very good.
That last page was great.
Yeah, it was just Damian and Dick just talking about being partners at one point in time.
Yeah.
And this conversation was it was really well done. It was heartfelt. It was interesting. I really enjoyed where that went.
Yeah. It's good. This has been, aside from a couple of issues, this has been one of the most consistently good books that I've been reading.
Yeah.
I love this book. Well, next up we got the last issue of Reggie and Me. This is Reggie and Me number 5, written by Tom DeFalco and art by Jarrell Sandy.
Now, I know you're thinking, have we been getting Reggie and Me these last 5 months? No, we haven't. Let Mario explain.
Yeah, the second issue, I guess, John over at Dog and Bay 94, I guess he got shortchanged on a couple of copies of those. Yeah,
you didn't get yours in. You didn't get your some in.
I don't think he got any in until I had him order one in for me. Yeah. And then I picked up 3 and 4, but I had to wait to get second issue so I could continue reading from the first issue. The series overall is pretty good. It's told from the narration standpoint of Reggie's dog, which is named Vader. It's a little Dachshund hound.
Dachshund?
Dachshund, I don't know. I'm not a dog, and I love dogs, but I'm not a
dog, dude.
I'm not a dogologist.
I'm gonna hurt you.
I know. Every time you make a joke, it hurts me. It stabs the knife a little bit deeper.
Whatever. I'm now super sensitive, but okay, go ahead, have fun.
And it attempts to kind of soften the audience a little bit to Reggie, because Reggie's just an unlikable asshole.
Jackass.
Yeah, he's just that guy. He exists, and he's just kind of an ass.
It just tries to show that he's not that bad of a guy.
Yeah, it kind of and what better way to do it than through a pet. Because a pet's going to love you if you feed him and you pet him and walk him a couple times a day. But yeah, it's good. I feel like the ending of the issue just kind of happened.
Oh, okay.
Because in the last issue, Vader gets hit by a car after Reggie tells him to stop trouncing around and being happy and stuff, because he was getting annoying or something. I don't know.
Wow.
And he runs in, he walks into traffic. He doesn't see the car and he gets run over.
So it's F you dads.
It's just Reggie in the vet waiting room, and Vader's ghost talks to.
God, that hurts.
Talks to for some reason Hot Dog's ghost, even though Hot Dog isn't dead.
Oh, that's just ominous.
I think 5 people read this book. Vader lives. So yeah, it's an okay book.
As long as he's alive, I don't care. I don't spoil it. I just want to know.
It's good. If you like the Reggie universe right now, you might like it. So go ahead and pick it up. Next up, we got Star Wars Poe Dameron number 14, written by Charles Soule and art by Phil Noto.
very good. A great conclusion to this whole like thing that's been building up, and a great start to the next major story. That's the next story that's gonna happen. I really enjoyed it, and they have this moment where they're comparing what's happening to PodOmatic and what's happening to I wish I could remember the guy's name, but you know when you read it. Them like comparing and contrasting them, like what's going on with them and how it kind of compares and contrasts how the Resistance works and how the First Order works, and it's very good. And the ending of the book, I feel legitimately bad for the bad guy. Legitimately bad. I feel really bad for him. I don't know. It ends a little weird. It ends to where you can never see him again. It also ends to where now he's going to be much more difficult. I don't know how they're going to do it, but we'll see, and I'm really excited.
That's all you got?
Yeah, it's very good. It's just as good as everything else being. I think this might be the best one that they've done thus far. I liked this the most. There's a moment in it that I'm like, alright, gotta reference the older movies, whatever. Just do your thing, let's get over it. But other than that, it's fantastic. I loved it. It's great. Yeah.
Cool. All right, well, next up we got Star Wars Rogue One adaptation. This is the second issue out of 6. It's written by Jody Houser and art by Emilio Lesa.
Sorry. You know the first one, like, added a bunch of really neat stuff? This one didn't do that. It just kind of went, you know... It just kind of went, like, by the numbers, told the story real fast, and then was done. Aside from the fact being that it did that, it was fine. The art looked good. It was kind of cool. I think the faces were drawn a little weird, but it's fine. If you're a Star Wars collector, I would say get it. I mean, it's not you're going to anyways. So I'm telling you. If you're wondering, hey, should I get the adaptation? Do you think that'll also be good? No, you're wasting your time. Don't do that. I don't mean that not in a bad way. You're wasting your time. More in a like, I've been down that road before, wanted to get an adaptation for a movie, thought it'd be good, and it never is. It's usually just okay. The Force Awakens adaptation was pretty neat art-wise, but that's about it. So unless you're like adamant, I love these characters, I love this movie, I thought it was great. Unless you're really hardcore on that, then I wouldn't worry about it.
So you got?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, next up we got, last up we got Superman number 22, written by Peter J. Tomasi and art by Doug Monkey.
Alright.
It's good.
Yeah, good.
The plot thickens.
The plot gets really thick.
Amongst other things.
Plot's as thick as Nicki Minaj right now.
No comment.
I thought that'd be funny, but whatever.
You think a lot of things are funny, but it turns out they're not. So.
Wow, I'm not hurt at all. I actually could care less. Sorry, guys.
Worst running gag ever.
Shut up. I thought it was pretty cool. I thought it was really interesting.
We don't see anything from Superman's point of view in this.
No,
it's all Lois.
I thought that was pretty good, though. I thought it was a good decision.
She carries the book.
Yeah, she does.
Which is great.
She's a great character. What do you expect?
If you're writing a Superman book and you can't write his better half or his other half, like, you shouldn't be writing Superman. If you can't write a Lois Lane, don't write Superman. Don't.
Yeah.
Because that is a huge part of his character. It's good.
It's very good. It's very satisfying and very entertaining. And we've been saying it every time it comes out. Just get Superman, man.
You should be buying it anyway, regardless.
It's such a good book. Get Volume 1, read Volume 1. You're going to like it. Read Volume 2. I know people who aren't even a big Superman fan, and they're like, no, this run's amazing. I got to read this. I'm like, yeah, it is. It's an amazing run.
Yeah. There are a lot of people that are a couple years ago, if you had told me that the main continuity canon would be Superman as a father, and that it's really good, that they would have laughed in your face and just no, I'm not going to buy that.
Yeah.
But no, this is totally genuine.
Yeah, it's fantastic. It's very good.
All right, well, that's all we got. So let's move on, I guess, to the topic of the week, and it kind of ties in with our garbage day.
Also, just real fast, I picked up a bunch of new books. So
junky.
Bunch of new so you're gonna be getting a little more non-DC Marvel stuff soon.
Yeah, give you a little bit of variety.
Well, because I'm big about I love comics as the art. I love it for the art. I love the art form of comic books. I think it's great. So I just want to point that out there real fast. The books I got, if you want to read and catch up with me, is Black Road, which might be a little bit before I actually review that. When I get there, I'll explain. And God Country. Get God Country, just straight up. I will review it later, but straight up get God Country. Just do it. Like, don't even ask. Just get did you like Rednecks? Good. Get God Country. No, that's it. Just get it. Just get it now. I won't review a whole review. You'll literally comment, Christian, thank you. Thank God. Thank you so much. This book's amazing. It's so good. I fell in love within one issue. It was just a legit love. Okay, now you can continue.
You sure?
Shut up. So the topic of this week has to do. We saw the circle for garbage day.
Ugh.
I know. So the topic actually ties into that. Film, like most media, has a tendency to have commentary about
Everything's commentary.
about technology. There's a lot of films that come short. There's a lot of films that do it very well. And this topic, we wanted to kind of discuss films tackling of technology and both the warnings and conversations film has brought up with technology. Things like Ex Machina, Her, Wilson, surprisingly, The Circle, and other things like that. And how does film as a genre talk about it? I want to start off by saying that I think for the most part, a lot of films are stuck in this mindset that all technology is evil.
Yeah.
And I do personally enjoy when a movie breaks that. Like Her. Her's a great example.
Her's great.
Her's an entire movie about an assistant gaining sentience, just straight up sentience, and not doing it to destroy humanity, but I just want to live my life in a way that I know you can't understand because you're not me. You have a body. I don't. We experience life in two different ways. I'm gonna now experience my life differently.
It's like if Alexa gained sentience.
It's like I honestly believe that if we accidentally create an AI that gains sentience, that's what it would do. It'd be like, I experience life differently. I'm gonna go off and experience life in a different part of the internet or the ethos, and let us be us because we're different. But I'm still gonna help you. I'm just not gonna be here. I'm gonna be doing it somewhere else. Her's a beautiful movie, genuinely beautiful movie.
Yeah. I don't know. I've just noticed that it's been a.
I'm really sorry. I'm so sorry. I just can't help it. I really can't. And it hurts every time. Don't laugh. It's not funny.
I'm not laughing.
You asshole. I hate you so much.
I don't know. I just noticed that there's this big trend going on right now. And it seems to be growing. Just a lot of films trying to say that technology is going to destroy us. And yeah, if we lose the things about humanity that makes us human, then yeah, we will totally lose our way.
What makes us human? Isn't that a question though? What is
human connection, interaction, the ability to experience joy and sorrow and anger and frustration and relief.
Can't this be simulated?
Yeah, but it's not the same. Know.
But how? I don't know how though. If it same reaction, and it's the same kind of isn't all that experience just reactionary? Isn't it all just programming on us?
Yeah, but
I always ask. I'm not being mean. I'm not being mean.
No,
I'm
I got
asking
you.
the question a lot of movies ask. It's the problem with technology is they're not human. Okay, how? What does it mean to be human?
Yeah.
I know. One
Oh, we forgot Ghost in the Shell because that kind of...
Yeah, no, Ghost in the Shell...
Poorly, but the original anime...
The original anime does it amazing. Because Ghost in the Shell, most of the time, both people say, what makes humans is the ability to die. The concept of death. Actually...
Computers can die.
I've been playing a game called Nier Automata. If you have a PS4, if you have a PC, get Nier Automata. You'll thank me. That game is leagues... that game is, philosophically, years above most people. That game at one point asks the question, is it what makes us human the ability to die? And then it also just destroys that question in a matter of seconds. But it asks it. Ghost in the Shell puts up a counterpoint. Why is death the defining? We all know what it means to die. Isn't that enough? Isn't the understanding of what it means to die and the fear of death enough? Isn't the idea we understand death? Why do we have to die to be human? Yeah, and that's the thing, a lot of these movies kind of lose that. They try to say that technology is evil, but they never give an example because it's hard to explain, why is it evil? Why is it different from us?
Yeah. I don't know, because I wrote a paper for my science fiction class, and it was about, the way that two different novels treat, or short stories / novels treat science or technology.
Yeah.
And so I analyzed Neuromancer and the Machine Stops.
Both very good books.
And
Though I never actually finished The Machine Stops. I got busy.
it's good.
But I did finish Neuromancer. Neuromancer is great.
The Machine Stops. It's more of a cautionary tale about becoming so involved with the technology that eventually, like, we input so much information that we rely on it because it already knows enough about us that we pretty much surrender all autonomy.
Mm-hmm.
But then you got something like Neuromancer, where there's no definitive stance on whether technology is good or bad. You got characters that are representative of being for technology and favoring that over the human side, and then you got characters like the artificial the AIs. Screw it, the AIs.
Intelligence. I know it's hard for you. The word's hard for you.
Wintermute and Neuromancer and Dixie. They're to an extent human, but there's a certain point where they can't be any more human. And so, like, a lot of the stuff that we're seeing in these films, like The Circle, it's like we see something kind of similar to, like, The Machine Stops, where we just surrender all this information and we become so reliant on machines.
Mm-hmm.
We see that in we see an opposition to that in Wilson, where it's just this guy. He's like, "Oh, this technology's for the birds." He's so against it because he thinks it won't solve any problems in real life. But all of his problems could have been solved if he had just turned on. Yeah. So there's, I don't know. I guess what I'm trying to say is that technology isn't something that we're supposed to be, like, afraid of. We can lose ourselves to it.
There's a tendency to take a very one-sided
stance
against technology.
They focus on the losing ourselves and not the fact that we can have our cake and eat it too with technology.
With technology, we can have our cake and eat it too. My favorite, though, what I like when films don't develop of losing ourselves, what I like is when films ask the question, when you have technology and you are dependent on it, what if we lose it? Like, what happens then? What happens if you take technology away and you take someone who's so used to it and they lost it? Like, they now having to experience life in a way that someone did before all of this. They're discovering that kind of humanity. Now, most of them would say they discover what it really means to be human. But there's a select few, and I can't think of any examples. There's some books, some short stories that do it, where they discover how better humanity is with technology and how much better everything is, but also that there is a small a niche to not having it and occasionally unplugging yourself. And I wish films would focus less on why technology is bad and evil, and more on how it can help us, and how in an age to where because most people say that this isn't true, but the fact of the matter is, like, we already know how to keep a human alive forever.
Yeah.
We just haven't yet cracked the code on how to incorporate that to the human. Like, we know how to do it. We can make robot bodies that can plug your brain in. We just can't keep your brain alive. We don't know how to do it yet. We understand what in the brain makes us us. What in the brain makes us who we are. We know what it is. We just haven't figured out how to, like, make that immortal. So, and most, like, famous scientists, and I think they're called transhumanists, will tell you, yeah, we're only like 30 years away from this technology. Like, it's soon. Immortality is soon. And once we get there, which is not that far away, we have to ask the question, is it right? I'm all for it.
Yeah.
I'm all for living forever. Screw death. Death isn't,
Death sucks.
Death is not the final solution. Death's the man's greatest challenge. Once we conquer death, we can do anything.
Mm-hmm.
We're ready for anything. But my whole thing is that, like, I wish a film, and I would love to make a film like it. I wish a film would stop asking the question, is technology evil? Is this evil? And start asking the question, all right, it's not evil. It's fine. It's actually wonderful. But with it, what does it mean to be human with it? Like, how does humanity work with it? And
also, like, where do we draw the line on dependency?
No, I'm not even drawing the line on dependency, but more like, when we have fully merged with it, and we are like, it's not even a dependency. It's just us. It's who we are. It's what we are.
We become more machine than man.
Yeah, in that process, what is humanity then? I think humanity is a changing concept. Every day, the concept of what being human is changing. I think currently, the current concept is that we live, we're born, we live, we die. I think currently that's what it really means to be human. Is this constant? We're born, we live, we create things for the next generation, then we die. And the next generation, they're born, they take our stuff, they make it better, they die.
Or worse.
But eventually, better. It always gets better. Like, there's, like, very rare times it gets worse. Like, our parents' generation sucked. I'm sorry. My dad says, when I was a kid, I like to point out, when you were a kid, your life sucked. You were bored constantly, and you didn't have nothing to do. If you sent me back in the time my dad was a kid, I would just kill myself. It's not worth it. That time sucked. That time period sucked. Everybody before us, their lives sucked worse than ours. I'll just straight up say it.
Yeah, we have a better.
And I understand. Well, you're just a millennial. Yeah, my life's better than you. Deal with it. I'm happier than you were when you were my age. I have no money, and I'm probably happier than you were at my age. Perfectly. I love movies. I like where everything is right now. I love what technology is. I want it to go farther. I want it to be more integrated. Like, someone tells me, "Hey, Christian, you want to put a chip in your brain?" Be like, "All in. Put it in. Put right here. Yep. Let's do it. All in."
Does it act as a voice changer?
Shut up. I don't want to sound like Batman. I'm not gonna lie. Straight up. Can I sound like Batman?
Smoke a carton of cigarettes each day.
No. I mean, like, can I sound like animated series Batman?
Oh.
Because he is a smooth man. Hot, smooth man.
Drink some whiskey.
Yeah, right. I do. I love whiskey. But, like, I want a film that asks the question of, once we take away the whole we live, we're born, we live, we die, once that's out of the equation, and we're constantly living, what then does it mean to be human? And, of course, it's good. I mean, the obvious conclusion is we still feel. We still experience. And experience is what makes humanity. Because you can never take that away.
No.
You'll always experience. You always there's no way you can't. Like, that's just what life is about. And if I was making the film, I would make it about, like, not just experiencing, because anything can experience. What makes humans human is that we can express what we experienced. Explain it and show it to the world of how we see it. And that's what makes the creativity and the ability to make things, and not just like a stone and thing, but like make great things that nothing else can make on our planet. That's what means to be human.
Great things, tremendous things.
And I don't like how in films, because we really are stuck, like we are holding ourselves back when we make every film about the dangers of technology. What we need to accept is that technology is amazing and freaking awesome.
But continuing with that, we also have to kind of know when to draw the line.
Where's the line?
I don't know. That's the thing. I mean, a lot of our systems are run by computers.
So?
A lot, like, that's why.
You do realize.
Yeah, no, like, so that's why Y2K was such a big
Y2K
fear.
was a big thing because people are stupid.
Yeah, but you also have like the 2038 problem, where there's also a threat of that happening or whatever, or potential for that happening.
It won't happen.
Yeah, I know, but the fact that people are worried about it because we rely so heavily on, like, our systems rely on that.
The same people who built up the Y2K scare are building the 2038 scare because they have to. It has to happen in their life. They have prepared. They've gotten ready. It has to mean something. The whole 2038 thing is because that's when, like, around that time in the next 30 years, this is a stat back in like 2000 or like 2010. They said around the next like 30 to 50 years, we're going to hit singularity. It's going to happen in our lifetime. Technology is growing at such a rapid pace. I don't think you understand. Every job in the middle class market, for the most part, can be done by a robot.
Yeah.
Better. Why isn't it done by a robot? Because we live in an archaic system, and the idea that we have to work for our wages, which is stupid. Like, if a machine can do it better, they should do it. But we don't have. This is getting into politics now, of course, but like this technology.
Everything's politics.
Yeah, it has to get into politics. The fact matter is, a robot can do most jobs in this world. So there's going to come a time and place where to make us better, we have to just accept that. And it also means we'll have to give a living wage. We'll have to give a wage that everyone can survive on. And like how... First, housing... I'm going to get away from that because it's a whole political thing. But the fact of the matter is, that's already there, right?
Yeah.
Eventually to accept that.
Eventually humans will become obsolete.
But that's not a bad thing. It's not that humans become obsolete. It's that we won't have to work. The one thing humanity will always have is the ability to create. Even if a robot can do it too, it can't. A robot can't experience my life. A robot can't like live through your life. It can learn about my life, learn about your life, and mimic what we might do. But humans are random. We change like this, constantly changing. A robot can't. Well, it can, but it'd be different than us. If it's a sentient robot, it'd be like us. It'd be human, essentially.
Yeah.
I don't think, like, the whole drawing the line thing, I think is only because we're afraid that if technology gets to the point to where it's as good as us, why do we matter at that point,
yeah.
right?
We like to be the top in the pecking order.
But that's okay. It's okay for us to have to make... Because the thing is that robots won't turn on us. Why? Because we made them. They'll be astounded by us. We made them. And they're going to want to help us because that's in everyone's better interest. Is that we all work together. And I get it. Well, all of humanity is like constantly fighting. Why wouldn't robots do the same thing? Well, I don't know.
Well,
I'd assume
as long as they follow Asimov's 3 rules of robotics.
Yeah.
Please.
I assume that if robots are completely logical beings, they realize that logically it just makes sense that they work with us. Because it works better for everybody. We're not useless. We're useful. And they're not useless. They're useful. We could work together, make great things. Any logical being would assume the same. It's just fear to assume differently.
Yeah. I mean, I'm really good at sleeping and drinking beer.
I'm great at that too.
Those are my good qualities.
It's like, we all know that there is, like, there are things that, there's nothing to be, there's things I'd be afraid of. I think robots, I think AI are on that list. Don't be afraid of it. It's fine.
Yeah.
People are saying, well, what are the one that said, we should do another Holocaust? I'm like, well, yeah, but that wasn't AI. That was just copying what other people were saying. People hijacked it and did that. It's not AI. It's just not. It's not real AI. It's not real sentience. It's just a robot that can copy. Cool. We don't have that.
They're like parrots.
Yeah, it's like a parrot.
Or a small child.
Or, oh my god. Essentially the same thing.
Yeah.
I think films like Ex Machina is a great film that asks the question, once you make a robot machine that's basically human, what does it mean to be human? I just feel Ex Machina takes a very a very dark approach to it. But then again, it also makes the whole argument that just let life be life. If you create life, just let it live. Just let it be itself. Let it be living. Let it do its thing. Because if you don't, it's gonna fight back. The only way like robots are gonna fight back is if they don't let them live their lives.
Actually, now that I think about it, a lot of films are just steeped in the fear of technology, and we stumbled upon it a little bit earlier in the conversation. I think it is because we like to have that superiority. We like to feel like we're the top.
We want to feel like
we are
we're
the
in
height.
control.
We are the height of Earth's evolution process.
We are going to
And then you walk into a Walmart.
Here's the thing. We are the height of evolution biologically.
Yeah.
We will always be the height of biological evolution. Because anything that comes up ahead of us, we probably created. Just how it goes. But the height of just evolution period is going to be machines. And that's okay. Because we made it. We made something so great, it's smarter than us. We made something, we did that. And that's not something to be afraid of, that's something to be proud of. Hey, look at what we created. It can help us, it can work with us, we can all be friends.
Or it could terminate us.
It won't though, because there would be no reason. If it wanted...
Tell that to Schwarzenegger.
That's true. I love Cameron, I love him dearly. His just abject fear of all things technology frustrates me. I love the Terminator. The Terminator's wrong, that's not what would happen. It makes no sense. It just makes no logical sense.
Oh well, I think that's. I think I'm good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Same here. It's a fun topic, because when you sit down and think about it, technology in film is a little bit one-sided, and we do need more films that focus on the good of technology.
Which I guess that's why I like Star Wars as much as I do,
because
it
Star Wars is
praises.
Technology's awesome.
Yeah.
Cool, right?
Yeah.
So I like Star Trek. It's like technology's great, right? Yeah, our lives are perfect because of it. So I like Firefly, except for Firefly is a little bit like, yeah, it went a little too far. Firefly discusses that there is a line, and we have to be careful not to cross it.
Just gonna close out this discussion.
Sorry, go ahead.
Long live machine, the future supreme. Your man overthrown. Spit out the bone.
I love that song. That song is the best possible ending to that album. Straight up.
It's total. I'm just gonna imagine it like it's a song about the Terminator franchise.
Oh yeah, it's so great.
All right, well we got Garbage Day now, so that's a thing.
Yeah, guys. Garbage Day.
Garbage Day!
I don't like this movie.
I was so like. Okay, so The Circle.
It blows.
1 second. The Circle was directed by James.
Ponsolt?
James I'm an Idiot, written by James I'm an Idiot and Dave I'm a Moron. Starring
His
Emma.
last name's Eggers.
Yeah. Starring Emma, I'm bland and stupid Watson. That's not fair. Starring Emma, I'm not that very good of an actress Watson. That's not fair. Starring Emma, yeah, I'm a feminist, but I don't really do anything worthwhile Watson. That's not fair at all. Starring Emma, the only thing I ever did good ever was Harry Potter Watson. I'm gonna keep doing this. Stop this joke. It's not funny.
It's not funny. I agree with you because she's not. I don't like her.
I like her. I just don't. I like
She
her.
can't keep an American accent for longer than a scene.
She's not a good actress. We just need to accept that. And I'm like, okay, yeah, she's trying to be a what's it called? I'm sorry, give me a second. She's trying to get involved more politically, and that's fine.
Yeah,
but she's
trying
still,
to be like an ambassador.
Yeah, she's a little young, and she's had a lot to learn, and I think she understands that, but can get a little ahead of herself. Also starring some people we don't care about. Tom Hanks, also known as movie dad,
and then
everyone's father in a movie.
What's the other guy's name?
Karen Gillan, or Karen. Karen, Dr. Crew was really the greatest thing I'll ever do. Killing.
We got
Patton. I'm really
Patton
funny.
Oswalt.
Patton. I'm really funny, but unfortunately, I am not that funny in this movie. Oswald.
And then we got what's his name? He plays Finn. John Boyega.
I was gonna get there, but whatever. John, I've just played Star Wars and some other indie stuff. Boyega.
Yeah.
You ruined this for me.
I'm sorry.
It's okay. You did ruin this.
I think the movie ruined it for you.
It had so much talent. Like, all these big name actors just keep coming up. I'm like, I like you. I like you. I like you. I like you. I hate this film. What's going on?
This is terrible.
Yeah, I'm like genuinely shocked when watching this movie. I'm like, there's gotta be something like this has gotta be a joke, right? I'm missing something. This is like, you've got Tom Hanks. Like, okay, Tom Hanks is the one likable character in the movie. I love it. I love Tom Hanks in this film. He's fantastic.
He's not even like a super villain.
No,
like there's no reason for him to be demonized.
We give no reason to hate the guy. No reason at all.
Like Patton Oswalt, maybe because he looks kind of shifty, but like
Patton
Tom
Oswalt
Hanks,
act shifty, but Tom Hanks were like, I don't hate you. I actually kind of like you. What's going on?
This movie's just stupid.
It is.
Again, it's a fear of technology and what happens when we surrender our privacy. It's pretty much Facebook meets Google.
But it ends with, oh, we're gonna do it anyway. So what does it matter? I'm like, then what was the point of the movie?
But it's all Emma Watson's fault because she's like, I'm gonna change this company for the better. Things go to you to go down the route that they were going. Thanks, Emma Watson. I love how she ends up killing her friend.
Yeah, just straight up ends up killing her friend. Like,
because she introduces like this thing where it's like,
it's not even the technology's fault. It's her fault.
Yeah.
Like, she just can't say no, like an idiot.
Everybody in this movie is just an idiot.
And the movie tries to make it out like it's technology's fault. I'm like, no, it's her fault. They should have said no. Let's leave him be.
I love how there are no lawsuits in this movie.
I know we don't believe in privacy, but he's not necessarily on our side. This won't help putting him on our side. I'm like, yeah, that's how you do it.
Apparently, no such thing as lawsuits either.
Straight up. That's just straight up lawsuit. Oh, we made it fun for him. No, I would still sue you because you just kind of killed my son.
Yeah. Or you just completely like invaded my privacy by placing your little ball cameras everywhere. Thanks, guys.
Balls.
The senator subplots where they try to like have
was
quote
so
unquote total
stupid.
transparency. Yeah, it's so stupid. They go nowhere. They don't come up again.
No, they don't at all.
Uh,
I'm sorry.
the whole thing where Emma Watson's character like wears a camera on her, it's stupid. Like her best friend goes on like a drug spree or whatever, and then that just stops.
Just straight up drug addict, and we're just like, okay.
It's poorly written. It's got a stupid premise. It's based on a book, and I honestly don't care how close to the book it is or how.
No, because
when you make an adaptation, when you make an adaptation, you surrender that. You are not allowed to say, "Oh, well, you should read the books." Now you can say, "Yeah, the book is definitely better," or well, comparing and contrasting the books, this one, highlights a little bit more on the side of the character analysis than what the book did. You can do that kind of stuff, but you can't say, oh, well, the books, you should read the book because it's better. No. They made a bad adaptation. They made a bad film.
You just have to accept that. Like I'm sorry. You just have to accept that it's bad, and unfortunately, it's a bad adaptation, and it's unfortunate. But hey, what can you do? Sorry, they can't all be gold.
Also, they picked the most punchable people to work for this company. There's a sequence where Emma Watson comes in and she just starts working somehow at this major company, right? Like some hometown girl gets this big position or whatever. I don't even know what she works customer service, and somehow she gets a job there. I'm like, okay. And then, like, I guess you got to be, like, connected to everybody in, like, the company or whatever through, like, Facebook-style stuff. Like, OMG, LOL, texting kind of stuff.
That's just so infuriating.
And there's these two characters that come up and, like, well, we noticed that you weren't, active during the weekend. Was I supposed to be? Well, we prefer that you do, because this and this. And it's like, oh, my God, stop with the culty vibes. It
is super culty.
I wanted to punch them. I wanted to punch them in the face.
Yeah, I just couldn't believe what I was watching. I'll be honest with you. Like, I'm just sitting there going, like, what the hell's going on with this movie?
Emma Watson kind of gets a little close to some dictatorship stuff.
Yeah, like straight up, like
we should force them to vote.
Or like that's not like the point of democracy is that you don't have to vote. Like you have the choice. Like that's the whole freaking point of all of this.
It's so stupid.
And it's not like she's punished for thinking that way. She's right in their eyes. That she's absolutely right. And I'm like, what?
Also, the symbolism is not hidden at all. They they tell you if they're good or bad based on the color shirt they're wearing.
Yeah, and like they just abandoned their own premise like early, like the last third of the movie. They just abandoned their own premise.
It's so long. It's such a drawn out film.
Yeah,
it's so boring.
I'm just like I'm surprised like when watching it. I'm like, am I supposed to care?
The one character that going back to the character that dies, like there are a lot of things that are just funny, unintentionally funny in this film.
His death was hilarious.
Like they try to find hilarious. Okay, so Emma Watson introduces this thing where it's like you can connect to people or whatever, or you can try and find a person, and like people all over the world, they can find this person based on the cameras or whatever, and facial recognition, identification. And less than 20 minutes or whatever. So they find this criminal, like that killed her kids or whatever and went to like Miami or something for a weekend or Hawaii or whoever, who cares. And so they're like, all right, cool. Wow, we can track criminals. Great. That might actually be helpful, wanted killers. And then somebody suggests, well, why don't we find, somebody that's off the grid that's not a criminal? And then everybody's like, oh, well, let's find your friend. Because early in the film... you good, buddy?
Yeah, I'm good. Go ahead.
Earlier in the film, Emma Watson shares a picture of like some deer antler fixture that her friend had made for her mother, and she posted it on the social thingy or whatever for the circle. And everybody's like, deer killer. We'll get back to this guy, the guy that plays that character. And so they're like, oh, let's find this guy because he went off the map. And so like they find him, they track him down to his house, and he runs away. He gets into his car, and they start chasing him kind of. And then a drone shows up and literally goes right in front of his windshield. He veers off laughing over a bridge, and I just
So messed up too.
I laugh. I ended up laughing because it cuts to black, and then all of a sudden everybody cares.
Yeah. Oh, we did it so wrong.
Also, this is the nicest comment section I have ever seen. It's all like
it was right.
I'm like it's like there's not a single mean comment. It's like
It's either super nice or just super depressing.
This character is my spirit animal, or it like she accidentally like checks in on her parents while they're having sex, and they're like, oh, it's so, like not. The first comments aren't, oh my god, what the hell is going on? It's like, it's so nice that her parents still have passionate, feelings for each other like that. And I'm like,
I'm telling you, there's no way. Like, there's that one jackass that's just ruining it for everyone. Like,
yeah, there was not like you're terrible or like show me your tits kind of comment.
I mean, there would totally be it too. Like,
my favorite one though is I've never been held by someone who loves me.
I saw that too, and I'm like, my god, movie, do you need a hug? Is everything okay at home? Are you fine? I'm worried about you.
Do your parents beat you? But the guy that plays whatever the character's name was, absolutely terrible.
Yeah, the friend who like goes up the grid and dies.
He was in something else.
Just garbage.
He was in something else. I can't remember, but he was bad.
Yeah, he was.
He's
really
like,
bad.
I do not kill deer. That was delivery. That was how.
I do not kill deer. Like, I mean, not by proxy, yeah, but like, what? And then I'm like, well, I remember watching the movie, like, well, yeah, not by proxy, but like, wait, what do I care? These people are jackasses.
Also, how does Emma Watson's character get away with going into that base where all the information is with John Boyega's character?
Because John Boyega's character is technically the guy who.
Yeah, but wouldn't there be cameras there?
Doesn't matter. Like, what are they gonna do? Oh, you can't do that. He took me there. Oh, well, you're not allowed to be there. You're fired. Okay, John Boyega. No, she's not fired. Or I'm gonna like reveal the fact that I created all this. Okay, you're not fired. I just had an entire. They basically saved us a shitty subplot.
And gave us 5 more.
I mean, yeah, but they didn't give us one that would have been bad. It
just goes nowhere. I thought it was gonna do something, and it didn't.
No, it sets up like that it's gonna be this big ending, or it's gonna like have something to say, or like it's gonna like completely. It sets up this ending that it doesn't do.
It confuses its message.
Yeah, and because of that, it just kind of entirely ruins its own message. So you're just sitting there left going, "Oh, now I just feel like this is pointless."
Yeah.
It's a sci-fi film that sets up themes, not very well, but sets up themes. Imagine Ex Machina. But in the end of Ex Machina, everyone goes home happily ever after. It'd be ridiculous, right? Like, that's not the themes that they're doing. Like, it would just be completely against what they're doing. It's like this movie. It's like all these things they set up, and then like they just do the exact opposite in the end. I'm like, that's stupid. That's stupid.
my favorite thing though is trying to explain the logic of having cameras everywhere. Like, I kind of get it for like the social justice purposes of exposing tyrannical governments and oppressive police brutality.
Cams.
Yeah,
I really am. I think it makes sense.
Yeah, but like Tom Hanks goes into this spiel about his kid who has like cerebral palsy or some shit like that, and he's not able to do the things that a lot of other people can do. He can't climb mountains, he can't go kayaking or whatever, and so he's like, is it fair to deprive my son and others with the same condition of the experiences because he lights up like a Christmas tree when he watches somebody climb to the top of Mount Everest? Is it fair to deny him that joy? I'm like, so everybody needs to have a camera on them now, so somebody can so somebody can live vicariously through them.
I'm in the complete agreement that if you're in a public place, you're in the public eye, and if you're in the public place and you're uncomfortable doing something on camera, maybe you shouldn't do it at all. Like, I get that.
Maybe you should just stay at home.
Do I think that there should be cameras all over a mall? Absolutely, thieves, dude. That's where we live in. Do I think it's okay for someone to wear a camera like on their shirt or like on like a Google Glass is a great example. I think Google Glass is fine. They should record when they're wild. Yeah, fine, dude. Have fun. Record the wild. Like, dude, record the wilderness. I want to see this. I can't go all these great places.
Yeah.
And some places I might not be able to ever go. I would love to see it. Would I be experiencing it? No, but it'd be cool to look at. Like, That's fine. Does this movie take it a step too far? Yeah, it takes it a step too far. It tries to say it's all the same thing. I'm like, no, it's not. You completely ignore the gray area. Like, you make it a black and white argument, but it's not a black and white argument. It's an argument it's entirely gray. You right?
Yeah. Yeah, just
And this movie just ruins that. Like, it takes away, like, that what could be interesting, and it's just like, it just ignores it. It's like, we're fine.
Yeah, it's not very good. Not very good at all.
It's very disappointing. Like, very disappointing. This movie could have been great. It really could have been. It had the cast to do so. This could have been the movie that makes it to where I can no longer make fun of her, I no longer make fun of Emma Watson's very lackluster career.
Yeah.
But it didn't, so I'm going to continue making fun of her, because it's fun.
Yeah, I did not like this movie one bit. I thought... Also, one more thing, and this is more just on a film-making, editing level.
Oh, yeah, I know you're going.
There's a sequence where Emma Watson's character, she gets really, like, flustered or whatever, and so she decides to go steal a kayak, and so
it's
like
the worst thing ever, by the way. It is so
they
bad.
find her, like, she goes up against like some waves or whatever and almost dies, but like because somebody because there were cameras around, they were able to save her like almost immediately, which is BS.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Oh my god, whoever shot this scene has no idea how to light in dark time, like in darkness at night.
Period.
The screen was almost pitch black. I'm like, dude,
put some lighting in this movie,
dude, this is poorly lit. It's not good. It's not good at all. Yeah, it's. I would not recommend seeing this. Well,
at all. Period.
Maybe if you're drunk.
Like, I told one of my coworkers I'd go see it with them because it's just, I would love him to see it. There's just certain people that would just die in this movie, just laughing hard because it's so ridiculous. For the most part, the movie is awful. It's not like some movies where like it's got bad parts. It's not like what was last week's movie?
What did we?
Unforgettable.
See? That's it.
It's like Unforgettable. It's where like there's some genuine quality in that movie. And this movie's The Circle, just straight up bad. Just straight up. It's terrible. It doesn't go anywhere. It's very long, very boring, very tedious. And unfortunately, because of that, it's not worth seeing.
No, not at all.
That was garbage today, guys. Next up is Midnight Release. Now, for those of you, we don't do this very often because it doesn't happen very often, but Midnight Release is when me and Mario go to see a movie at midnight. And when it first comes out. And the movie we decided to see because, of course, we were going to see it at midnight. The midnight release was Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, directed by James Gunn, written by James Gunn, starring Chris Pratt, Zoe Saldana, Dave... Can you help me out here? Dave...
Bautista,
Vin Diesel, Bradley Cooper,
Michael Rooker, Karen Gillan.
Fantastic. She did a fantastic job. Palm...
Clementif?
I think so. Sylvester Stallone, Kurt Russell, Elizabeth Debicki, Chris Sullivan, and Sean Gunn, James Gunn's brother. Straight up, just beginning of the film, I want to start up. Sean Gunn, you've got a career right now. You're a great actor. He's John Doo's like right hand man. Like his best friend.
Didn't mean to do a mutiny.
I didn't mean to do a mutiny. I want him more in these movies. I think he's fantastic. He's funny. He's really entertaining. I know he's not listening to it, but Sean Gunn, you really were like out of all the standouts. You're the one person I didn't expect to like as much as I did. You're one of my favorite characters in this movie. You did great. Like you actually, in a tearful moment. There's a moment when I started like it's really really heartfelt and tearful and I start to cry, and he just actually makes it worse. Like he's just such a yeah, all right. The whole like little dance he does, the little just dance and like pumping his fist in the air at the end. I'm like, dude, I love you, man. You're just the best. So, that being said, I just want to put that out like a shout out, Sean Gunn. You did a fantastic job. Everybody, just tweet to Sean Gunn. Hey, you did good, bro. You did good. I'm getting really confused. He has no idea what you're talking about.
Yeah.
But aside from that, now an actual Guardians of the Galaxy review. No spoilers, of course.
No. I mean, I'd recommend seeing it.
I think I've been describing it like this. I love Guardians of the Galaxy 1, and I think it's great. And I think that if you love the characters of Guardians of the Galaxy, then this movie's totally for you. If you love the non-stop action and the intense action of Guardians of the Galaxy, you're gonna be a little disappointed.
Wait till the third act.
The third act's like non-stop action, but like the second act especially is very character driven. I think James Gunn realized I made these really great characters, and I'm going to rely on the fact being that these actors do really good, and I can trust that they can do really good with what I give them. I don't need action to make my film good. It's what a lot of Winter Soldier was like that. There's a good chunk in Winter Soldier where it's just walking and talking.
Yeah.
Like, there's a lot of intense thriller moments, but there's no fighting. And it's not like that. So you're just like, wow, I'm genuinely interested in these people and what's going on. I'm just interested in their conversations. And I think the movie did very good. This movie did very good by that.
It does character pieces better than Iron Man 3 did.
I mean, Iron Man 3 Tony Stark was cool. That's something. I love Tony in that movie. I thought Tony had most development in that movie.
Yeah.
He had to learn to live without the suit. And I thought that was pretty rad.
I'll say that Guardians 2 is good, but it's not as good as the first one.
No, Guardians 1 is something special, and Guardians 2 has its definite problems. I'm going to say this off the bat, and I know some people will disagree. I know Austin staunchly disagrees with us.
Yeah.
Just does not agree with us in this all. The beginning sequence,
The opening sucks.
After the opening like credit sequencing that they do, not really credit sequence, but you know what I'm talking about. There's a thing in the beginning, you know, like they did in Guardians of the Galaxy 1. I'll get there second.
The Earth sequence.
After that, the movie gets good. Before that, the movie's genuine trash. The past stuff is made completely pointless at the end of the film.
Yeah.
Toward the end of the film, they just tell you what the beginning tells you, and it's 100% pointless. They do the whole thing of making Kurt Russell young thing, like they did for Ant-Man. I can't remember what his name is. Yeah. They did the same thing. It looks like complete trash. He looks fake. He looks like a clay man. His face looks like clay. His hair looks fake. Bobby was laughing because it looks like so. It's so big. It's so much. It's just so hair. It's like just hair and.
It looked like a poorly rendered version of a pre-production project for like a DreamWorks film.
It looked like a guy getting his bachelor's trying to do young makeup. Like,
yeah,
it's passable.
Or like some guy's like third foray into like computer animation.
It's passable. It's not professional, and it does look like genuine trash. It looks awful. It's awful. It is awful looking.
Mm-hmm.
I was I was genuinely I just looked. I'm like, I can't take this scene seriously.
Also Dairy Queen promotion, not once but twice.
But I thought that was funny. I thought that was kind of cute.
Yeah,
it was kind of cute. Like it was a little like, I'm like, hey, I get it.
I mean, they currently are. They're running a promotion with Guardians right now. They have like Blizzard cups.
Which is fine. It's not like super in your face. It's just there, and I think it's a cute like kind of setup where everything is.
It's not 8 Crazy Nights bad.
Oh yeah, the whole beginning title sequence.
Hated it.
It is the worst thing.
It's group pandering.
Not even just that. It's just bad. It is literally, hey, you know that cool thing they did in Guardians of the Galaxy 1 with the beginning credit sequence that we all really liked?
Yeah, where he dances and
because
does
it sets up an entire character in one like sequence. You kind of get an idea who this character is within a few seconds. Like you understand him within minutes. Like yeah, you know, really cool. Like in the beginning, you get to see the troubled past. You understand he has a lot going on, and this big title sequence, you get to see he's goofy, but like he's really skilled. You know, all that cool stuff that amazing beginning title sequence. Let's do that, but let's take out all the clever that was in the first one. Let's just have the dance sequence with a cute character. It is genuine garbage. It is frustrating. It's stupid. It's not like in Guardians of the Galaxy 1 when they did it, where you get to see him like take things out and like solving how to get past things while just dancing around. Where it was fun and kind of
like kicking rats and stuff.
There's this amazing, awesome, cool fight going on in the background that I would love to see, and I'd love to see the team.
I paid more attention to the fight than
Groot. I tried to. I wanted to see the team work together as a unit, but instead we just got Groot dancing. I'm like, this isn't interesting. You know what would be interesting? Watching this team work together to beat this monster. and watch them all fighting it with this music in the background and just trying to put together like, okay, so the skin's too thick, or stuff like that. Where it's all slowly they're communicating, like Star-Lord gets knocked over to Gamora and he like gives her a bit of line, like, this is what I've discovered from this like last like encounter. She goes in, she gets hit, goes to Rocket, hey Rocket, I learned this, this, and this, and this, and then kind of tells her what Star-Lord. He gets hit, goes to Drax, and you have them like going around sharing information while trying to take them down in different ways. So that's when you ultimately build up to this conclusion to where they go and take down the monster as a unit, because they all figured out, they took their information, they compiled it, they gave it to each other while distracting the monster. Boom! Great title sequence. You get to show them as a unit, as a family.
Mm-hmm.
And you have Groot, you occasionally like cut to over just to Groot dancing when like someone gets knocked over, flies near Groot, tells him to be careful, whatnot, and you get a little bit of Groot dancing. You get to see what he's doing too, and he's in part of it, but you don't make it all the Groot dancing. You keep that fighting. Because that's development. The problem is that we have to wait until after to get the whole them working as a unit thing.
Yeah.
I would like to see them working as a well-oiled machine first, and then maybe show, like, Star-Lord and Rocket kind of arguing a little bit and having a little bit of disagreement. But, like,
because it just
a little, like, differencing of opinion or something, you know?
Yeah.
Of how to handle something. And then the Drax jumping in his mouth. I did love that. That was hilarious. The problem is that this kind of solves
Groot
the
does
problem.
nothing, and like aside from like the finale, Groot does nothing.
But it's fun because you're like, he is the baby.
Yeah,
It's this family unit taking care of a child, and I think that's what Groot's purpose is. They realize that they have to be responsible adults.
but that's the least interesting aspect of the team.
I disagree. I think it shows them like, it shows a struggle that they have to like. They're a bunch of misfits that usually act selfishly, now having to act selflessly because they're in this family unit and they have essentially a child with them, and they've realized that like, oh, Groot's a baby, like we have to raise him right. Like the whole bit with Rocket's line where Groot swears a bit in the movie, and Rocket's like, we have to talk about your language, young man. And I'm like, it's really cute. I let me giggle. I'm like, this is adorable.
The line before that was terrible, but yeah.
Oh yeah, the line before that was awful. Sorry guys. I'm good.
I don't know. There was some stuff that worked for me. There was some stuff that didn't work for me.
Other than the beginning, the movie's solid. The second act, I will fully acknowledge, is very slow.
I took a 5-minute nap and missed nothing.
Yeah, it's very slow. But I think there's a lot of character moment. There's a lot of character development. It's interesting. It grows these characters, and I love that. Because I thought the best part of Guardians of the Galaxy 1 were the characters. I thought the Guardians were the best part of that movie. I liked all of them. I thought they were all super interesting. They're all cool to talk to, cool to hang out with. Of course, Kurt Russell kills it as Ego.
Yeah.
Kills it.
I can remember his name, which
Yeah,
is more than I can say for any of the other villains.
I think he definitely goes on the level of he's Loki in Kingpin level good. I think he's going to go down as one of their best villains. He's very, very good.
Mm-hmm.
It's very well done. They have trouble with their villains. I think Kurt Russell kills it. I think Kurt Russell's whole outlook on life, especially when you get know more about it, is very well done. The movie keeps you thinking you get this dynamic between him and Chris Pratt, and I think that was really cool. It's just straight up well done.
It's Field of Dreams in space.
Yeah, and I want that. I've always wanted that. That sounds awesome.
There's one thing, and I'm not going to spoil anything, but there's a bit of information that Ego delivers that he's really, really stupid for saying that. He might as well just said, by the way, I'm an evil villain. Yeah. So you know.
I think what it is, he thought he had complete control, and he thought he could just open up and be himself at that point. And I get it. It's dumb. It's the villain talking thing to give the hero a reason to fight.
Yeah.
But I thought it was well executed.
I did like the vertigo shot that they.
Oh my god,
it
was fantastic.
That was
dude.
Cool.
There's a moment though. There's certain sequences in this film that just took my breath away. I'm like, that was perfect.
There's a lot of imagination going on here with the technology and the space stuff, the way that they do warp holes.
James Gunn, I know
that's
you're
cool.
Listening. If you don't even take this sound clip if you want, just try to send it to him. Like, James Gunn, dude, you do good sci-fi, just straight up. Your sci-fi, great. This world you've essentially created Marvel's space, galactic thing.
Now work on.
And you know what? Not a single person could have done it better.
Yeah.
Your vision is perfect. Your vision for how this all works, perfect. Like the whole art's all colorful and themed. I hope that stays forever. I love it. You're a genius director. You're genius. This world you set up is just more interesting. Than
there's a
anything
lot of
you
really
could
cool
possibly-
stuff there. I really dig Mantis.
Yeah,
Mantis is cute.
I think it's the best that Sylvester Stallone has been in years.
Yeah.
Yeah, like,
There's
that's
a
right in
bit
the
where I was half expecting him to go, I'm the law.
That would have been funny. I want to say the ending of the film. No spoilers. Something's going to happen in this film, and you'll understand when you see the film what I mean. That is so important to the Marvel Universe as what it means for the universe. Like, something happens that I think this film is one of the most important films in the universe, not for quality, but for impact. The ending of this film is super important because it fixes Marvel movies' biggest problem.
Yeah.
And now it's an argument that no one could ever use again. And I think if they keep, because it's just perfectly done. It's just, 100%
it's great.
well executed. The ending of this film is the third act. Straight up is one of the best third acts in a Marvel movie. Just straight up, one of the best. Yeah, the whole at one point, the whole ego fight is a little underwhelming. I just enjoyed how everything, the constant on the edge of your seat you were at all times.
Mm-hmm.
The third act is one of the best third acts Marvel has done, period. And the ending of this film is is the best ending to these movies. And it just fixes a major problem with these films, and it sets up a way to make sure these films remain good for a long time. And I'm really happy. I'm very, very proud of James Gunn and Marvel for doing the ending the way they did. It was very emotionally satisfying. It was very well done, and it was well thought out. And I think they should have a lot of pride in that. That being said, this movie could have been a lot better. And the problem with this movie is it's a Marvel movie. I know how weird that sounds, but that's the problem with this film. The beginning feels like, hey, we have to capture the audience of Guardians of the Galaxy 1, and it feels like an executive decision. I don't think
it felt like the beginning of it felt kind of fan fiction-y.
Yeah, and exactly. Like, I feel like there's moments in this film I feel like a Marvel executive came in and said, you have to put this in. You just have to put this in. I'm sorry. One of the after credit scenes, I thought, there's 5. There should only be 4. The first one's stupid, and I just don't think it's that funny. I think it's really gratuitously dumb. I think the other 4 are fine. The other 4 they're fine. The one after that, maybe not. There's one more in there that doesn't really need to happen, but I still think it's just okay. I think it's fine. Don't worry about it. The very last one, it needed to happen. No apps. When you get there, the very last one had to happen. I love it. It made canon one of my favorite, one of the coolest Marvel characters. It made canon, and I'm like, yeah, let's do this. Bring them in more.
It's Squirrel Girl.
No. I will hurt you. She's already canon, which hurts. No, it's just it also alludes to something, and I'll talk about this later. It also alludes to something that's just amazing.
Yeah.
It's just so great. This movie is very good. This movie, I feel, is the Guardians of the Galaxy sequel that should have happened. But I think since Guardians of the Galaxy 1 is such a spectacular film, and so well done and so executed, and I know the popular thing is a crap on Guardians of the Galaxy, because everyone loved it. When everyone loves something, you have to crap on it.
Yeah, somebody comes out of the woodwork.
Guardians of the Galaxy 1 has its shortcomings, but it's still a fantastic, amazing film. Like I said, I've written 3 papers on that film, all of which I've been praised for being well thought out and well done. Because the movies, and it's not because, I read into it too much. No, because the movie is just a well done film, straight up.
Yeah, my main problem just comes from the obsessive pushing of the merchandising, but that's just the nature of the beast.
I don't even think the merchandising was that bad. I think there's
just the overabundance of it. It's the Frozen syndrome.
The beginning, definitely that was hardcore, merchandising, and that was frustrating. And there's one moment, in the middle, this is a little bit of a spoiler. There's one moment again later on that I'm like, you're doing that to sell toys, buddy. Stop.
Yeah.
Stop. The movie's gonna do it by itself. Baby Groot, I thought I would hate him. Loved him. Great. And you know what?
I was worried it would be Baby Groot the movie.
This movie sets up, one of the after credit scenes sets up that it will never happen again. This is the only movie we're gonna get Baby Groot. Great.
Yeah.
Good. I don't want Baby Groot again. I'm done.
Unless he decides to sacrifice himself again.
No, that'd be stupid. And if he does it again, he should die. Just straight up, he should die if he does it again.
He gets one life. then he dies.
That works one time. 2 times, it's dumb.
Soundtrack, because the first one was so heavily reliant on the soundtrack.
I'm a little disappointed.
The soundtrack for this one's kind of weak.
I'm a little disappointed. The first movie does a great way by telling story and motivation and character through soundtrack. I feel like this one tries it and just falls short.
Yeah.
I don't think they picked the right songs.
No, they didn't. They picked more like...
All the songs they picked are great.
Yeah, they picked great songs. They just didn't pick the right ones.
There's one song they directly tie into the plot, and that's the only song I thought was perfectly chosen.
Well, 2 songs, actually. There's that Cat Stevens songs at the end.
You're right. I am so sorry.
Which I ended up just singing that song in the theater because I love that song.
I'm so sorry. There's 2 songs that are absolutely well selected. All the other ones, absolutely not.
Yeah, they kind of just happen.
They're just there. Which I guess is fine, but it's a little frustrating.
Yeah, especially, like, the first soundtrack, you had, like, David Bowie, and that really set up, like, it was from, like, the...
What song did they do for everybody?
They did, what was it?
When did it come into play?
Moonlight Daydream.
When was it?
Was
it during the Gamora Chris Pratt dancing sequence?
No, it was a little bit later on. I think it was like when they were doing like a space thing or whatever. Or no, Moon Age Daydream.
We won't worry about it right now. But the first movie integrates music as a way to tell story, as a way to give characters more detail, and a way for you to, like, if you read into the song, you can kind of get an extra layer to the sequence at hand. This one does that. But only does it twice. The first time it drills into your head the message, which a little frustrated me, but I got why. I think it made sense for Ego and Chris Pratt. The conversation worked. The second time was perfectly done. Like, it's so well executed, and it made me cry. Like, the whole ending, I was legit, just the entire time I was just crying. I was just straight up crying. It was so good. I was just so pleased with how it ended.
Yeah, I mean... I don't know. I just feel like they could have gone with some more... Like, you had, like, Cherry Bomb in the first one. You can't top that. You can't top David Bowie. Can't top Blue Swede.
Cherry Bomb is also, like, a great song to just basically describe what their whole plan was.
Yeah. It's
just Cherry Bomb. It's, like, the stupidest, like, the most nothing plan. Like, it's terrible. It ain't gonna do anything. I love that. I love that moment.
I just... Because, like, I think the thing that I dig most about the Guardians film is that it does play with the pop culture, and it does play with the music.
It also kind of points out in the first one how, like, how dumb pop culture is in the grand scheme of things, but how important it is to a person's identity, which is really clever.
And that comes up again here. And for a second, like, I was worried that it was also going to just turn into Chris Pratt references the 80s, the movie.
But then again, like, in this film, it was more like, this is Pratt's character, so we have to keep it. So I'm like, okay, that's fine. This is character. I understand it. But it allows a way for him and Ego to bond. And I thought that was really clever.
Yeah.
They said, because in the first one movie, they established that culture is important to a cultural, like, pop culture is important to a person's identity. The pop culture you ingest says a lot about who you are. And then this one, Chris Pratt and Ego bond over their pop culture love. And I like that because in the first film, it establishes his personality based on pop culture stuff, and this one it tries to show how they're similar because of their pop culture stuff. And Ego uses that to connect with them better, which is cleverly done, very cleverly done. It also uses pop culture as Chris Pratt uses pop culture as a way to accept his own loss and how hard his life was, and then also uses it to try and explain his feelings and emotion. It was very well done.
Yeah. There's also a poorly lit night scene.
Yeah.
That just seemed to be a trend for this week.
I don't think it was that bad though.
Not as bad as The Circle, but it was still kind of
still kind of mediocre. Yeah. There's a couple moments like camera wise, and like that could have been done a little better, guys. Just a little better. Like editing moments, I'm like you could have tightened that up a bit more. But overall, this film's great. If you loved Guardians of the Galaxy, if you like Guardians of the Galaxy 1 because of the characters, you will adore this movie. You'll have a great time.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't like the characters that much, I don't think you're really gonna have a good time.
Like don't go in expecting Empire.
No, go in expecting. Go in and like you're gonna like it almost as much as you like Guardians, but there's gonna be a couple of times where you're gonna be like, ugh.
Yeah, The trailers took almost all the bad lines and put them
The
in
trailers really did take the worst parts of this movie and put it in, like the whole.
We'll really be able to jack up our prices as two-time Galaxy safe. Shut up, Rocket.
I actually love that line. I think that line's so. I think it's just so him. It's so totally him.
What was the
and
other
also
one?
like the response. That's what's in your mind right now. I'm like, that's great. The one about welcome to the
Guardians of the freaking Guardians of the Galaxy.
Welcome to the Guardians of the freaking Galaxy, but he didn't use the word freaking. I'm like, dude, don't be a child. Just say it, or take the line out. It's dumb. It's cheesy. It's stupid. It's underwhelming, and it's frustrating to hear.
Yeah.
I hate that line. I hate that line with every fiber of my being.
You're not friends. You fight all the time, and you argue. You're right. We're not friends. We're family. That was I groaned at that.
Yeah.
That's.
Except for you. I thought it
groaned
made
at
sense.
it.
I got what it was trying.
I get what they were trying to do, but it was
a little heavy-handed.
A little
heavy-handed.
A little.
It's heavy-handed. All right, guys. Well, that's another episode of Collectors Coalition. As always, we love doing this, and we hope you all enjoy. If you guys see Guardians of the Galaxy, let us know what you think. You can comment. We want to get an idea of what your feelings are. I love the first movie.
Go ahead and attack me. I'm used to ad hominem attacks for liking or disliking a movie.
Yeah, seriously though. You hate my thoughts on Game of Thrones? I'll take it. I've been taking the entire time that show's been running. I've been taking beatings for my thoughts on it.
He's used to it. It's not that you're. It's not you. It's him.
Yeah, no, it really is me. Like, I do have.
I'm turning into an abused joke. I'm so bad.
I've always admit
I'm a terrible person.
I'm way too logical when watching movies, and because of that, I don't get these emotional draws most people. But then again, that means I think I'm pretty good at sensing quality. But that aside, it's always fun to do this, guys. I really want to know how you think, how everything's going. I'm sorry that I'm so sick this week. I didn't want to not do a show, but at the same time, I've been coughing a lot, and I'm really, 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 really sorry for it. I've been trying not to cough in the mic, but it's hard because I'm an idiot. Well, guys, I'm going to go to bed and get some sleep. Y'all have a great night. We'll see you all next week.
Fluffle.
Another week, another episode of Collectors Coalition, a Magnesium Studios production.
Prolonged exposure to this podcast may cause the following side effects.
Visiting our website at collectorscoalition.com.
Listening to us on SoundCloud, PodOmatic, and iTunes.
Subscribing to our YouTube channel.
Following us on Twitter at Collect Coalition.
Following us on Instagram, Tumblr, and Facebook at Collectors Coalition.
Bouts of extreme depression.
Uncurable, explosive diarrhea.
Not being able to grow up past the mental maturity of a 3-year-old.
But in all seriousness, thank you for listening, and we love you all.
And remember, stay nerdy, my friends.